You do your thing, Triple P, as always.
Triple P.
No, I gotta do this. Hold on for 1 second. We will have you on in a minute. All right. The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of staff and management of KCTY.org or of Long Beach City College. Yes. KCTY welcomes Stop it, Omega! Welcomes opposing points of view. Please write to us to arrange an opportunity for your voice to be heard. Our address is KCTY, Long Beach City College, 4901 East Carson Street, Long Beach, California, 90808. I swear to God, stop it. Again, that's KCTY, Long Beach City College, 4901 East Carson Street, Long Beach, California, 90808.
Hello, everyone.
It is Tuesday. Normally, we're foregoing our normal intro for today.
Hey!
Yummy!
Yeah, we are foregoing our normal intro today.
Yes.
But it's Tuesday, but we have a special guest. But before we introduce him, I'm Fullmetal X.
Triple P here. How you doing?
DJ Papa Smurf.
And this
He's
DJ
back.
Omega. And
No one cares about you.
With a vengeance.
No one cares about you, Omega. You can leave.
Omega like to talk to our radio air
No,
guest.
you
as
need to
soon as we
leave.
do our little intro.
You need to leave.
It is Tuesday night,
Yeah.
7 p.m., which means it is time for Geeking
Well,
Out.
actually,
We have a.
sir, it's 7:04.
I was rounding. I
don't care.
All right, let's get started.
You could round this.
I will knock the hat right off your head.
Okay, and I'll slap you into another race. We can do this, dude.
Oh,
But anyway,
Omega's scared.
we have a very special
Be
guest
scared.
today, and he's already on the line with us. Can you hear us, Hayabusa?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Joining
Hey,
us
what's up, bro?
from Something Witty Entertainment, co-founder and co-writer of Sword Art Online Abridged. This is Hayabusa449, Mackenzie Murdoch. Welcome aboard to Geeking Out.
Hi, it's welcome, or thanks for having me.
Oh, man.
Hey, it's our
Man, I
pleasure.
was glad to hear you do it. That was fantastic. All three of these fools in here just kind of...
Bro, I watched SAO Bridge, and I was like, where has this been all my life? And then Papa Smurf came out of nowhere, and then he started fangirling. I'm sorry
I
for that.
am not fangirling for the last time.
Hayabusa, wasn't he fangirling? Please.
He was fangirling.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You see, we're already me and Hayabusa are on a level. We this is our first time. I feel a special connection. I would go so far as to say he would agree with me, but I like this.
Oh, my God.
I like making Papa Smurf miserable, but thank you.
Oh.
Thank you for being on
Oh.
air, Hayabusa. Much
Papa
appreciated.
Smurf. Just smack.
Uh,
he's right in smacking
I know,
distance.
I know.
Yeah,
I'll get him,
he
I'll
is
get him.
within pimp slapping range.
Hey.
Gotta keep the pen hand strong. Remember that, everyone.
Oh.
Oh,
Last I checked, you were on
We
my
here
corner,
do not
sir.
promote
Oh,
violence.
really? Oh, really?
We here at KCTY do not promote violence, unless it's towards Omega.
That seems to be the thing these past
It's
Well,
years.
usually you or Sugarfoot, and Sugarfoot's never here anymore.
yeah, he's never here. But anyway, this is Geeking Out, and we have a special intro for today.
Oh, no.
You know, Omega, you're a bad person, and you should feel bad.
Wait,
You know
what did he do?
Don't worry about it. He just existed.
I can understand. But anyway, as I said before, I'm Fullmetal X,
Triple P.
Papa Smurf.
And Omega.
and this is Geeking Out with our special guest, Hayabusa449. Hayabusa, for the people that don't know what you do, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm the co-founder, co-writer, and co-creator of Sword Art Online Abridged, specifically through Something Witty Entertainment. My roommate and I, we write a parody of really popular anime series, Sword Art Online, where we've just sort of completely reworked the characters.
Some might say for
we've
the
been
better.
doing this for a couple of years now, and it's been catching on a lot bigger than I expected.
Yeah, it's definitely gotten very popular. I know I stumbled upon it, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, it's kind of an accident, really.
Yeah. Well, no, it's because a friend of hers, a friend of Triple P's.
DJ Meow.
Oh.
DJ Meow was the one that that introduced her to it, introduced me to it, and I was like, you know what, this is hilarious. I got to show everybody.
This needs to spread like the plague.
It's
Like
glorious.
the plague.
Glorious.
Yeah, at the time, I think there were only 4 episodes out when we all really got into it.
Yes.
I saw them, and then they kept telling me when new episodes would come. I'm like, oh, that's nice. I'll wait till they're at a point where I could binge watch it all.
But you just
We
couldn't
forced you.
resist.
I
You couldn't resist.
2 episodes behind, but I caught up.
We
I
forced
actually
you.
just showed my friend the entirety of what's out maybe about 3 or 4 days ago, and
No, you didn't.
he was like, why have you done this to me?
I
Hayabusa,
can't
he's
believe you've done
fangirling too.
this. Oh my god.
I mean, we're not that far off from finishing Einkrad, so I mean that's pretty cool.
How
Pretty
far,
cool of you.
if you don't mind me asking, how far are you guys going to go with it? Well, if you are allowed to talk
We
about it.
currently we're planning on doing the whole shebang.
Oh,
You know, we've
Yes.
we've there's announcements on the movie coming out, so we haven't seen that, but we're still thinking, we could do some cool stuff with that, I'm sure.
Isn't there a
But
movie
right
out
now
currently?
we've watched the full thing of both Sword Art 1 and Sword Art 2,
Mhm.
and we've got a lot of ideas. I'm really excited about the direction we'll be taking in with when we get into Alfheim and Gun Gale.
oh no. Oh, no.
I'm especially excited for Gun Gale. We have so many ideas for
I
Death
can't
Gun,
wait.
and where Kirito is at mentally at that point. We've got a lot of great ideas.
I have a feeling you guys are going to take it into a special direction.
Yeah.
Very special.
Well, I'm really looking forward to what you guys do with the Alfheim arc, because that one is not that popular for many reasons compared to the original Einkrad arc.
Oh, no, I sense a little bit of incest, but that's just my opinion.
No, that it's definitely
No,
there.
I know
you're
it's good.
right.
I'm not going to
That
say
is 100% there.
It is
Okay,
definitely
I'm not
there.
going to say it, but I have a feeling you're going to go there. And if you, I want, personally, I
That
want
is
to know.
actually a conversation we've been having.
Exploit it!
no.
Exploit it!
No, let me explain. Well, what I mean is, we've been debating whether or not to go down that road, because, on the one hand, that is very good material for our brand of humor, but on the other hand, one of the things people really like about the show is that in their minds, we take the problems with it and we fix it. We fix the show.
Huh.
So that's been one of the debates going with Yamato SFX and I is, do we want to like use this material, or do we want to like find some other direction to take these characters in and just show how good this story could have been if the writer wasn't creepy and weird?
Not gonna lie, that sounds amazingly attractive.
Yeah, that sounds like something I'd watch.
Yeah.
gosh.
I honestly, I can see that the incest route is very popular, and I can see you guys taking it that way. But to see something different, I'm not gonna lie, that actually piques my curiosity even more so than it was. Because now, like, everybody I've heard when I show them, they're like, oh, they're gonna go incest, blah blah blah, and I'm all like, well, that's kind of already there. But now hearing it from you, it's like there's a possibility of another route that you could take. I'm like, huh. Now it got me thinking. Where else could this go? How could ingeniously? What's the word I'm looking for?
What I don't know what the word is that you're looking for.
Malevolent.
Yeah, I don't
can't
live in
read
your
your
brain, Omega.
How ingenious?
Well, in order to live in his
ingeniously
brain, there would have to be
sexy
something
this
there.
Hey,
What?
Ooh,
hey.
What?
hard.
You know what the worst part is? That's my sister, and she
Yeah.
insults me every
Yeah.
chance she gets.
Every
Yeah, pretty
time.
much.
We insult each other every chance we get. What are you talking about?
Why Taco Goblin?
Calm down, Barack Obama
That
Jr.
seems like a pretty healthy
Barack
relationship.
Obama Jr.
This is true. Oh wait, what? No, stop it, both of you.
No. Never.
Stop it.
But anyway, one of the reasons we wanted you on the air because something strange happened last week, if I recall correctly.
And it actually caused you to like my post. I was like, oh.
So for those of you that aren't in the know, last week on the Something Witty Entertainment Facebook page, they posted a link to somebody else's teaser trailer for a Sword Art Abridged series as well, which really just blatantly stole the video and the joke.
Word for word, frame
for word,
for frame.
frame for frame.
How did you
Yeah,
take that?
the only original material they had was a login sequence that was longer than what we did, and not nearly like there wasn't really. They tried their own joke at the beginning there, and it fell flat. And then they did our joke, and it fell even worse.
How did you guys how did you personally take that?
I mean, on the one hand, what we're doing is we're taking this footage and we're, reworking it. So, I mean, again, we're stealing someone else's footage. Like, let's not beat around the bush. It's parody and it's covered by copyright law. Like, it's okay. But when you get down to the nitty gritty, that's what we're doing. Yeah. But the fact that, like, we at least give credit where credit is due. So having this person very blatantly rip off our material and try to claim it as their own, I mean, that was just that was a whole new level of, you know what? That's not cool. That is not okay.
How did you find out about this? Like, were you just on the net one day and just got one of your homies hit you up saying, "Hey, have you seen this?" And you're like, "What are you talking about?" And then
have
boom,
you seen this?
Were you kind of at work or something when it happened?
I was the one who came across it. What I like to do is I like to watch the reaction videos. I know reaction videos are very controversial among many YouTubers, but because we don't make our money directly from YouTube views, what we like to do is watch the reaction videos, because that's one of the only ways we can get an actual real-time view of people's appreciation of the show, get an idea of what jokes land and what miss. Those first-time reactions. So I like doing, like, I like searching for those and then checking, like, which ones were posted this week or today. And this was just a really recent video that had come out, and it had like 44 views when I came across it. So it wasn't a big video, but still, I was rather insulted by this person thinking they could get away with this.
Yeah. I don't know if it's true or not. I had seen somebody post something in the comments when you guys posted it on Facebook. Somebody was saying that this guy had been saying that they could do a better abridged series than you guys could, but then just went ahead and literally just stole a joke. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure if that's true, but that's just, my knowledge of the situation.
I remember that comment. I don't know what they were referencing, but I do remember that comment. They said that they had seen this guy post elsewhere on Facebook or mention in a stream or something that it was their intention to make a better Sword Art Online abridged than ours.
But the fact of the matter is, if they're going to make a better one, why steal your material?
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why we posted the It's Always Sunny in Sword Art video afterwards, because that was a video that wasn't like that much better in quality, but it was much funnier and much more creative while still using a lot of our footage, and it gave us credit. Like, it was just everything the other video was not.
The other video was just, it was horrible.
Yeah, I'm really glad. I don't know, Omega, I don't think you got to see it.
I heard about it. Like, you guys came to me and told me about it.
Be
Next
glad
thing I know, I'm like,
you guys didn't see it. The voice acting was crap. It was just crap. I was like, okay, the fandom is coming in hordes and gonna crap all over this. I'm not.
Like, I can understand if somebody new trying to start out, because I want to say it's the original, but I'm not 100% sure on this, so don't quote me. Mm-hmm. But the original abridged series that I had seen, which was Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, at the beginning the voice acting wasn't all that good, but it was funny, and that's what mattered. And so that's why people kept up with it, and that's why abridged series in general got popular, because it was funny material. But then you have this guy that wants to, copy somebody, and not only copies them directly, but also is just not very good to begin with, which is I think why that was such a negative response to it. In addition to the stealing,
would you have had a problem if he had used your joke? Like, let's say for instance he used your joke, put it out there, but he gave you credit for it. Would you have still been insulted by it, or would it still have bothered you, or how would you have handled that if he actually gave you credit?
I think I would have been okay with it if he had a bunch of his own material, and then he did give us credit for whatever he did take. I think I still would have rolled my eyes because of the quality overall and still using our joke. But as long as he gave us credit, I would have been okay with it because, then at least, like, yeah, okay, so he's acknowledging that that's not his material.
Okay. Because I understand people try to get a start and they use something that's popular, kind of, I guess, kickstart it in a way. But it's plausible. And I understand that it's done. It's probably done multiple times, but I guarantee the credit was given. But in this, I personally haven't seen the video, but I guess in this instance, he didn't give the credit.
Well, he took down the video because of what happened.
I heard.
Yeah, he didn't give credit in the video. He said, this is a preview of my abridged series. That was all he said about it.
Oh, he really claimed it then.
The video description, hilariously enough, all it said was, if you like this video, click the like button and subscribe.
Are you serious? Nothing.
Yes, it did.
That's That's insulting. That's like a slap. Like all the work you guys put in. That's like slapping every last one of you in the face and saying, "Yeah, I stole this." What?
Ain't nothing you.
Yeah,
do.
pretty much.
But the hordes came after him.
Well, the hordes came, sure enough.
The horde said, "Spread them."
Oh. Wow.
Hey, I didn't say it complete. I didn't say what I was going to say.
The innocence was taken.
I have never seen a dislike bar that,
oh my God,
that buried the needle so badly. I mean, dang.
How many?
No,
sorry.
Was it as bad as the trailer for Metroid Prime Federation Force?
Oh no.
Metroid what?
There was a Nintendo announced a Metroid Prime game for the 3DS called Federation Force, which looks absolutely like crap. And when the trailer got released on YouTube, it was insane how many dislikes that video had.
They had to disable the dislike button.
Yeah, they really did. It was that bad.
Dang.
Well, I can tell you this much: it was so bad on this video, you couldn't see the like.
Oh.
Like there was no blue showing like, oh, this is the number of people who enjoy this video. There were people who clicked the like button. 4 of them.
4 of them.
All 4 of them.
All 4 of them.
All
That's
for
terrible.
one, and they fell off.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh no.
I'm all for borrowing other people's work, but as long as you have your own material to back it up,
and you give them credit.
Yeah, and you give them credit. If you borrow the work and give them credit, I'm fine with that. And you have your own jokes, sure, use their jokes for one. Okay, first episode, that's fine. Okay, give them credit.
Yeah.
Second episode, use one joke and then ignore them completely and have your own material. But if your very first episode, you just blatantly steal and give no credit at all, come on, bro. Did you not?
If you're gonna steal it word for word, give credit. If you're not gonna give credit, at least do something unique and interesting with it. Like if he had taken that material and made some extra commentary on perhaps our joke, like a parody of a parody or something like that, maybe there'd be a point there, but it wasn't. There was no extra layer of parody. It was simply, it's a funny joke. I wonder if it'll work when I do it.
It didn't.
It did not.
Did it seem like it was a child that was not like I guess a child, I guess
an immature person?
Yeah, 18 years old, just found out what the internet was. Was it? Did it seem like one of those?
18 would be a bit generous. The voice I got gave me an impression.
Let me put it to you like this, Omega. It sounded like he had just dropped.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, he seemed a bit. He sounded definitely a bit young.
Oh, it was younger than 18.
Yeah.
Huh.
No,
seemed pretty young.
It was pretty funny though because he said he would answer any comment. He didn't.
Of course not.
Everyone got on him.
Well, people put words out there, but then when the door comes a knocking,
When we come and knock,
well, I mean,
you don't
that's
want to
the
answer.
thing is all of his other videos were like 6, 7 views. So he was probably used to like 1 or 2 comments, so he could comment on them all. He probably wasn't expecting the influx of
all the hate.
Rather angry comments. Some people took it a little farther than they probably should have, but I still appreciated the support.
Hey, well, at least he got, I guess, publicity. Hate publicity.
His 30 seconds of fame.
I wouldn't even that.
Yeah.
The clip was like 30 seconds, dude.
Oh.
Yeah, it was very short.
Wow. Yeah, it was.
Oh wait, it was that short?
Yep.
It was
supposed to be according to him, was supposed to be a teaser. For
oh,
his
then
series.
forget that. 30 seconds. Your whole joke was probably 30 seconds. he probably is like, oh.
No, it's literally what the entire video was. It was the joke about the login sequence not working, which was like 5 seconds. It was like link start twice, and then logs in, and then it's pretty much the rest of the video is the joke.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no.
Wow.
That was the thing. We weren't the only ones he stole from, because he did our joke, which was a pretty quick joke. But then he played the opening that he created, quote unquote, where he just played the original opening of the show, unedited, with someone else's uncredited English cover.
I knew
Right,
it.
I forgot about
right.
that.
Wait, so he not only did he steal from you guys, he stole from someone else who did the song for
Who
it?
did an English
And
cover?
wow.
Yeah, Nate Wants to Battle and his English cover of Crossing Field, the original Sword Art opening.
Uh-huh.
It's fantastic, by the way. Everyone check out Nate Wants to Battle and his cover of the song.
It's amazing. I listened to it the other day. It's actually pretty good.
Nice. So, now that I think we've explored
We've explored that too.
we've explored that
as
to
far
an
as it can
extent.
go.
Yes, my questions have all been satisfied.
So
For now.
I have to ask, you guys have been doing this for 3 years now. Why Sword Art Online?
I think, is it 3? I thought we were approaching 4 at this
It's
point.
probably it's probably more
Well,
than
you've been
3
doing
at
it
this
for
point.
a while.
Yeah.
What's Nate Wants to Battle? What's his picture on there?
I believe it's that one.
I can't remember Nate Wants to Battle picture. I just remember that was the YouTube channel.
He'll find it.
I'll find it for you later.
Yeah. But, we did Sword Art. Ironically enough, we did it as a fill-in project. We did not. we you see, Yamato, SFX, and I were actually abridging for a couple of years before we did Sword Art. We did parodies of much less popular shows because they weren't getting abridged parodies, and we thought that was a good material for us. Yamato SFX in particular was doing Buso Rankin abridged and Hunter x Hunter abridged.
Yeah.
Oh my
I've
God.
seen Buso Rankin abridged. You guys have it as your from the vault section on your channel. I haven't had a chance to check it out. But yeah, I knew that you guys have been doing that. So it was a filler project for you guys?
Yeah, what happened was we wrote the script for Hunter x Hunter episode 3. Episode 2 still has to be added to From the Vault, but you can find it on Yamato's channel if you're curious.
Omega probably is. He loves Hunter x Hunter.
He's a huge fan.
I may have
Just a heads up, it's a parody of the 90s version. It's not the 2011
Okay, I saw that one. I saw that one. What is wrong with... I'm
What
sorry.
is wrong?
I'm
So
sorry.
what happened was we wrote episode 3, and we were waiting on lines, and two of the main characters in the show disappeared. Their voice actors just fell off the face of the earth.
Oh.
Like we found out like a year later, one of them was touring with a clown marching band.
What? A clown marching
We will
band.
come back to that.
We're coming back to that.
So what happened was, we just, Yamato was getting kind of itchy. It was like he needed something to edit, and the Sword Art Online had just come out, and we liked the show in the first viewing, quite a bit, and we figured, hey, this could be fun to parody because of the opportunity that it gives us with the video game setting. So we just threw together the first episode. As much as we do throw together, we spend a fair bit of time on writing and editing, but, we just did it as something to do while we waited for actors to become available so we could do our quote-unquote real series.
And
then the first episode just exploded. Like, it went way more than we anticipated.
What numbers were you guys kind of looking at when you released this? Like 1,000? Like what were you expecting to get from this?
Give me a second. Let me pull up Yamato's old account, and I'll get you some of the numbers. Because keep in mind, episode 1 is now 5.5 million views.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I checked that out earlier today.
Let me check that right
It was
now.
like it was 5 million or something.
The most views on Yamato SFX's original channel. Let's see. Here we go. 79,059 for Hunter x Hunter 1. And Butso Rankin had about, like, let's see, its most was about half that.
I see.
My.
So, you know, we were thinking more, you know, within a couple hundred, a couple thousand views, you know, in a decent amount, and not that many comments. So, yeah, even years later, we're still kind of adjusting to the idea of people watching our series and, you know, caring about our material.
Oh. Let's
Oh,
see,
man.
5,183,000.
That's the current number of views for the first episode of Sword Art Online Abridged.
That's a lot.
Yeah, we've broken at least 1 million on every single episode, including the most recent.
Oh, wow.
And that guy's.
And that, guys, is how you run YouTube.
Apparently so.
Follow his example.
So I have a.
Yeah.
To go back to your Hunter x Hunter, would you guys think if you ever find anyone to do some voice acting, would you probably go back to it, or would you stick with Sword Art Abridged right now?
I think we would stick with Sword Art because there have been other Hunter x Hunter Abridges that have since come along, filled the gap, and have come up with some good material. So I think we'd probably stick with Sword Art or move on to something else just to keep like a fresh start, if anything.
Oh, okay, that's
Makes
I can
sense.
accept that.
I mean, if
Really?
anything, maybe we'll go and finally do, you know, Hunter x Hunter 3 because we still have that finished script.
Well, I say you should do it. If you have it done, might as well. But that's up
Yeah.
to you guys. If you feel like we should probably just wrap this up. If that, but hey, I'm not the writer. I'm
No.
just a viewer and a radio DJ.
If you could
Yeah.
even call yourself that.
I had a nice fan base.
Whatever.
Had. They all left because they hate you.
No,
Yeah.
The school wasn't pleasant to me.
Oh, yeah, pizza.
Doesn't sound like much of a fan base.
Nah.
No,
No,
long
someone messed
story
it up
short,
for him.
when the semester started, the guy who makes our logs, he didn't come back this semester, and the guy that did kind of got confused and was like, "Do I put it here and here?" And my yeah,
Basically, long story short, he got screwed out of his old time slot.
yeah, and my audience, they kind of. I tried to pull him over, and it just didn't work out like I had planned.
But anyway, for those
No,
of you...
I get that. Like, yeah, audience migration. That's a tough one to crack.
We went
That is the tough nut.
Yeah, we went from 50 to like 12.
Yeah. For those of you just tuning in, we are the city, KCTY, the voice of Long Beach City College on 107.7 FM, streaming online at kctyfm.org and twitch.tv/KCTY radio. And with us today, I'm Fullmetal X.
Triple P,
Papa Smurf.
And DJ Omega.
you're not here. Get out.
And along with our special guest, Hayabusa449, and this is Geeking Out. Sorry to kind of interrupt you, Hayabusa, just something we got to do like every half hour.
Oh, I have to read that again, huh?
Nah.
No,
we're fine.
I totally get it. It's fine. You know, that's radio, right?
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
So we do have a question in the chat. It has been answered, but we're gonna go ahead and ask it because I don't think this person was in
Because
the chat.
some listeners are just joining us.
So basically, the question is whether or not you guys are going to be doing Gun Gale Online and Mother's Rosario, the arcs from Sword Art Online 2. And you said earlier that you guys were planning you're in for the long haul, correct?
Yeah, we're planning on doing all of them. Mother's Rosario, we don't really have much worked out. We've kind of pitched a couple ideas, but that's one of the ones that we still need to work a fair bit on. Gun Gale and Alfheim, I'm really excited for because of all the ideas we've come up with. I'm very excited to see what direction those end up taking because it is interesting, the writing process. There are a lot of jokes that we had at the beginning that we were set in stone, figured this was definitely going to happen, and something very natural happened in the writing process along the way, and those jokes got cut.
Oh.
So we have a really strong idea of where we're going to go with a lot of these characters, but again, you never know.
Ideas come and ideas change. I understand that.
Somewhere down the line, you might think of something that might be even funnier than what you originally thought.
Yeah, I know I have.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you're never funny, Omega.
Damn.
Well, the puppy doesn't love you either. Shut up.
Oh.
Oh, that hurt my feelings.
Wait,
If
you
had
have
him
feelings?
to begin with.
You have feelings?
When did this happen? Where was I?
I don't know.
Dude, I hang out with you like 90% of the time. When did you develop feelings? You know what? If you think you developed them, you're lying to yourself. Stop it.
Oh.
This is what I have to put up with, Hayabusa. Every single day.
Hayabusa, I live with this. My life is never kosher.
I'm the kind of guy who gives other members in the team that kind of those kind of shots, keep them on their toes. So
There you go.
yeah, I can assure you, other members of Something Witty definitely sympathize with your plight.
Hey.
They understand me.
It's okay. You're not alone anymore.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he's still alone because they're not going to help him.
Hayabusa, I thought we had something special.
Nah, you don't have anything special until you understand the conversation of pink ovaries, dude.
Oh.
Nah.
So this is not a question in the chat, but this is a comment somebody posted, and I just have to share it 'cause it's hilarious. Ideas come and go, but the meat toboggan is forever. Like therapy bills of all the children.
Oh. Like
Meat
therapy,
toboggan.
therapy bills of all the children. No, you don't put the children in therapy.
Whose idea was the meat toboggan joke? I have to ask.
Like, the meat toboggan is just one of those weird ones where Yamato, SFX, and I will just be pitching ideas like, okay, so the joke is this guy is getting ridiculously violent, awful comments on his YouTube page for very divisive reviews, very controversial video game reviews, and we would just start pitching more and more ludicrous threats. And eventually, I can't remember which of us came up with it, but it was just that image of, what if they did just do some classic serial killer thing of using the body as a home object, and that turned into the discussion on the meat toboggan image. And I'm really happy with whenever I see a comment from people who catch the fact that we then seeded that and then brought it back in the next episode with the reveal that Johnny Black was specifically the one who left that comment and intends to carry it out.
Oh, that was, I think, just such a great brick joke.
Meat toboggan.
Like that, just the comment in general was amazingly hilarious. But then add the revealed next episode, it just made it so much more better. I remember watching that episode and I nearly died laughing.
It tickled my side, sir.
Nearly died? You were dead for a good 5-10 minutes, dude.
Mm-hmm. We had to revive you and everything.
I had to revive you twice.
I just sat there and looked at him, kicked him in the kidney, and hoped he died.
You would do that, you psycho.
Okay.
It is the God's work.
Look here, Oreo. I'm gonna need you to stop.
I'll go home with you.
Okay. I could have our other sister help.
Shh. Don't mention her.
No. Shh. We'll put you back in the closet.
No, but I had another question. With something as popular as Sword Art Abridged comes, you get the positives, then you get the negatives. Have you guys gotten any interesting, hate mail from,
Actually,
various sources?
No. That's again one of the things that's part of the adjustment to the idea that we're popular is the fact that we really haven't gotten that backlash thing. So, that's generally how you've made it, is that you have a majority of people who love you, but you at least have a very vocal, powerful minority that hate you. And we haven't gotten that. We haven't gotten that response yet. The worst we got was we made a couple of the the crazy Christian jokes with the laughing coffin guy, and that didn't even get hate. That got oh, that's okay. I wish you hadn't gone there, but okay. The rest of it's really funny.
So a slap on the wrist and basically.
Just nope.
Yeah, very tisk. That's the absolute worst I think any of our comments have gotten. Yeah, and then some people. Some people who are just the original Sword Art's way better than this abridged series. More annoyed with the fan reaction. We get a lot of fans who claim that our abridged series is significantly better than the show we're parodying. And I think that's the worst comments we get are people who are more angry with the fan reaction than with our parody.
I see. What about constructive criticism? Have you gotten anybody emailing you guys with, like, you guys did this, but you could have done this, or I think this would have been funny if you could spun it that way?
Not much. We get a lot of fans who pitch jokes. I think only one has ever been seriously considered. The rest of the jokes, like, no, it's, because a lot of it will be like the really obvious stuff, like you should make a reference to, Leroy Jenkins, that kind of stuff, internet humor.
Because that hasn't been run into the ground.
So basically, it's just been sent back to popular memes then.
Yeah, but there have been a couple ones like or there was one in particular. Again, because we're actually still discussing it because it's actually not a bad routine. So I don't want to spoil that one just in case we actually.
Oh no, that's fine.
We actually do use that one. But yeah, for the most part, we just we get these comments and it's like, and yeah, for constructive criticism, we've gotten a couple that have been like, oh yeah, that's a good point. Like episode 5, we got a lot of comments from people that were, they figured Optimus shouted too much, and so we just made it part of the character that it's like slowly, because we were always looking for like her slowly becoming more and more interested in Kirito, and kind of revealing more and more that attraction actually building between them. And so that just helped us, like, okay, yeah, that's one direction we can take it in, is just tone that down, rein that back a bit. A couple little moments like that, nothing huge, but we have gotten some constructive criticism. So like, yeah, okay, you know what, that is something we can consider. That is something we can work on.
Well, that's good to hear, because that means people are actually, instead of just looking, oh, this is funny, they're actually thinking, well, how could I help these guys make this even more popular than it is? Like, sure, someone.
We have a very supportive fan base. I am eternally grateful for the response we have gotten from our fans on numerous subjects.
I like hearing that. That means not all people are stupid and just watch just to say, I think this is better.
Not all people are stupid.
Well, I didn't mean it. Well, okay, I totally did mean it like that.
Well, you time out, because one of the people listening actually has a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They want to know if there were any scenes in particular that were hard for you to edit.
I think I know one.
None for me, because I'm not the editor.
Well, for your...
But no, Yamato SFX is working really hard on every single episode. So each episode presents its own challenges. I think the hardest one would be the blacksmithing scene in episode 7.
That's what I was about to say, too. I was going right there.
That's one of Omega's favorite scenes,
by
the way.
Oh, my God. You don't understand.
Get to rock.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is we were waiting on lines anyway from a lot of the actors, so it didn't actually slow down the production, because it was just something that Yamato SFX could work on while he was waiting on lines. It was really tough for him. He was on that one for a while, but yeah, thankfully, just the way the production worked out, it didn't technically slow anything down.
I had to ask, which out of everybody is Something Witty Entertainment, which one of you guys loves Gurren Lagann the most to actually put it in there?
Which of us?
Yeah. Or was it just all of you guys? You just
or is it like a group effort of deciding to put it in?
It was just a case of, we wanted to do the joke of like, it's a rhythm game, then it's, a shooter, like, and then we came up with Space Invaders for that bit. And then suddenly there's also a fighter she has to play at the same time. And it wasn't so much let's reference Gurren Lagann. It was more, what's good footage we could work with that could be like, Street Fighter style fighting or giant robots or something. And we kind of went through a bunch of anime we knew to try and think of something that'd be really good for that bit. And Gurren Lagann and that final fight was just kind of what we ended up settling on, because we already had like the starry field setup with the initial introduction of the rhythm game. It fit in with what was already established.
Oh. Say that again?
Wasn't it like a Guitar Hero in a sense?
Yeah, it was a Guitar Hero parody, like just rhythm games in general.
Whose idea was that to put that in?
Oh, that entire sequence was Yamato SFX. He has, like, especially something that difficult. Like, a lot of those kinds of gags will come about by us having a conversation, us laughing casually, like, oh, yeah, that could be cool. And then Yamato SFX putting his foot down going, all right, I am now going to dedicate, a piece of my soul to making this happen.
A piece of my soul.
Another question I've been wanting to ask. Out of all the songs you could have possibly chose for that, why did you choose Big Blast Sonic? I heard because Guilty Gear had just come out, and we found that song hilarious and perfect for our... Because we wanted something that was like, heavy metal, and you're tough, and... something that just really had, like, the pump you up kind of feel to it. And, yeah, we had just, like, literally while editing that episode, the game had come out. And we just thought that song was hilarious and decided to use it. Oh my God! When I heard that, that song became my personal gym workout song. I didn't know about that song, so I saw them, so I was like, I need this in my life. This needs to be me pumping iron and just
pumping iron.
Pumping iron.
Sir, you make it sound like you're doing illegal substances.
Shh.
I told you stop doing that.
No.
Never.
Stop it. You're not part of this unless you're dealing to him.
Oh my God.
Maybe
We here at KCTY do not condone drugs.
But oh my God, when I saw that. When I first saw that and you were asked the editing question, I immediately went there because I've done editing in the past, and I realized how much work it goes into it. And when I saw that sequence, I'm like, this must have took his firstborn, his left leg, and probably a kidney to do.
But
a kidney
and a lung, actually.
Arm and a leg.
I've been working on it, but I am not nearly as good an editor. Yamato SFX is one of the hardest working people I know. Every episode, he just pours himself into it. I mean, he doesn't push himself now as hard as he used to for health reasons.
Makes sense.
Like the first 3-4 episodes, I think, he would finish the episode, we put it out, and then his body would just implode. Like he would crash on a bed and just not exit his room for days. Like he would just be bedridden sick.
Oh wow.
I see.
Thankfully he doesn't do that anymore.
Again, hardest working guy I know. So anytime I see comment, that is one thing that does annoy me, is anytime I see comments from people who say that we should be able to do them faster, or that we're not working hard enough on this series.
No.
I get a little annoyed when I see that, because Yamato SFX has put his health on the line for this series more times than I can count.
More times than is reasonable. I would take it.
Yeah.
But because I understand editing, because I've done it before. So
same here.
Fullmetal understands because he's done it. But when I see comments like that, even when I watch Team 4-Star Bridge and I see they're doing, people say, hurry up, like Hellsing Ultimate. People are saying that we want an episode faster, and they've already said that it's like a casual side thing they do once a year. But when people say, we could have done it faster, I'm like, well, why don't you call up these people and tell them you could take their job, and let's see how you feel when you have like 4-hour deadline and it's not done.
And then it goes to the dumpster.
Yeah. That's why I appreciate, I don't appreciate him getting sick, but I appreciate everything he's done.
Yeah, to Yamato's credit, like every episode that comes out looks very polished.
It does.
Even all the edits to it, it looks really good. And presentation is one of those.
Choppy.
Yeah, presentation is one of those things that can make or break a series.
And he put his heart and soul in
a
that.
bridge genre. With that, I do find it funny, like you said. I've made it a kind of a game. Every time I see that comment, every time I've seen that comment, I click on that person's channel, and sure enough, I have yet to have this theory of mine proven wrong. Every person who says this can be done in X amount of time, or these should be done fast, or anything like that, has never put out a single video.
I figured as much.
Every single person. I've made a game like, okay, let's see. How many 0? Okay, another one. I've yet to be proven wrong in this theory, because that's the thing. The second you've actually put in any amount of effort to create any kind of content, you as a person understand it enough to think, okay, I'm not going to give anyone else, dung for this.
You should start a bingo chart.
I have a question. Who decided to give Egil the name Tiffany?
Whose fault was that?
That along with the chocolate.
The
axe.
chocolate.
No,
axe.
stop it. Stop
You
it.
may call me Tiffany.
Shut up and let him talk.
Again, when it gets back far enough, it gets really hard to tell some of these jokes apart, because the way we write is that we'll pitch, one of us will pitch a general idea, and the other one will pitch a refinement of it or an alternative to it. Like the back and forth can get pretty intense on those. So we probably went through like 5 different iterations of all the different names, and we all pitched in our own variation on something. So I honestly can't remember, because it was that long ago. That's going back to episode 2.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was who went, hey, wouldn't it be funny if like the giant ripped black dude had a girl's name?
Okay, I have another question. Who decided to make Asuna racist?
Slash Yandere Stalker.
Yes.
Again, that was just kind of, there was something, I can't remember who it was who came up with it, again, between us, but we were watching the footage, and it did occur to us that, like, when Agil, grabs Kirito in the original, and he, like, freaks out, we did find that weird that he was so freaked out in the original, and we thought, in our version, why is he so freaked out? Because he looks terrified in that first bit. And we just thought, well, wouldn't it be funny if, like, Asuna is that kind of racist who's trying so hard to not be racist that she comes right back around to being even worse than just being outright with it.
That's great.
Like, she's trying to not be racist, and it comes back around to being like condescending.
Basically, she dug the hole and trying to get out of it. It was digging it deep.
Dug it deep.
Yeah, like she's trying to be so open and accepting that she comes right back around to treating him differently because of his skin. Like still bringing it back to being about his race. Yeah, and we don't have a problem with pushing the envelope on some of our jokes. Like the original script at one point even had Asuna dropping the N-word.
Oh, wow.
And it just came down to okay, this doesn't fit the character, and it's shocking, but it's not funny. Like if we had, like, that's the thing. If it's a controversial subject matter, but we have something funny to say, like we technically did a rape joke in episode 5 with
totally.
Asuna's accusation of Kirito and the cat whiskers,
which was amazingly edited, by the way. And I'm sad that Yamato's not here for me to tell him just how amazing that looked. Like it looked like it was part of the actual scene.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
cat whiskers
again,
on
worked
your
really
face.
hard.
But
Yamato's Effects couldn't make it for the interview today. He's taking voice acting classes downtown.
Okay, is he doing it with oh my god, Crispin Freeman? Is he doing it with him? Because I heard he was doing voice acting, and I don't know if it's in the same area. But
No. It's we're in Vancouver, so he's not like training with Funimation people. It's he's doing it with I'm blanking the guy's name, but he is apparently like a big deal voice actor in the Vancouver voice acting scene.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That's not.
So one of the users in the I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. You had something to say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say like on the mic training. Like I know that's the company, but yeah, you were saying.
So one of the users in the chat, Copper Platypus, had a question. He wanted to know: was there an original direction you were going with Don Fluffles, or is he just developed as it goes on?
Don Fluffles, like, we came up with the cat thing because we just thought it would be funny to have the fake out with,
Please
like,
let it
oh,
continue.
the dude makes the comment about, like, oh, man, I'm so happy I'm not actually crazy. And then, yeah, he, this demented, not at all accurate representation of Jesus is talking to him and telling him to kill people.
Please continue him throughout the entire
Omega,
series.
are you okay over there?
That'd be glorious.
Omega.
No.
Omega, breathe.
Don
You're turning
Fluffles
red.
had me in tears.
Yeah. So
Oh my God.
that was something we really liked, was the idea of the fake out, and that was originally all the joke was. And then episode 3, we had the mob, and we thought, okay, the mob is kind of a weird thing that we've introduced, and we haven't really done enough to explore. So we came up with that scene where we revealed that the mob boss is, Don Fluffles. And from there, we did have plans for his cameo in episode 9, because we like the idea of introducing that, so it's an immediate callback to episode 2, and then just not bringing him up again for several episodes, just so it's even funnier when he comes back for the third time.
And apparently there was an incident off screen that happened, according to Kirito.
Yeah, well, we liked implying the possibility of Kirito having all these adventures off screen, because that is one of the problems with Aincrad. If there are too many damn time skips, like it's constantly jumping.
Yeah.
One thing I had to ask. The NPC Gary. What?
Oh no.
What?
Whose idea was that?
Whose idea? Our first question was, whose idea was it?
And better yet, why?
Again, it all comes back and forth to. We can't really trace back a lot of these jokes to a specific person. There are some jokes where it snaps in, like, "Oh right, I'm the one who pitched that," or "Oh, that was definitely Yamato Effect." But a lot of them is like they were born out of a back and forth and discussion, and really it came down to us discussing the fact that these characters are supposed to have a significant impact on Kirito's life. Like, their death is supposed to leave a giant hole in his soul, and
In his soul.
the original show
took a
gives
while.
them no character. Like,
You just see her
Sachi,
die.
And that's pretty
and
much it.
that's it.
Like, she dies and she's not
So-
nothing there. Like, not even a thought
And-
back to it.
Yeah, and we realized we didn't even have footage, like, to give them character of our own. We kind of realized that much, and we just realized, well, what if we played off that? What if we play off the fact that the original show gives these characters so little in the way of character that we can just say they're NPCs, and that really doesn't change their impact on the show at all.
I think it
It
helps.
really didn't, but I gotta admit, that idea was pretty ingenious. It sucks that you don't know who did it, but credit to all of you guys, because you all helped that. I guess I guarantee at some point.
Yeah, well, I mean, that has been our big thing with doing this series, is that we just wanted to play off the video game setup, because that was my big problem with the original Sword Art, is that it doesn't really feel like a video game ever, especially in Aincrad, where everyone has a voice and face that matches exactly what they actually look like. They don't really play with the video game trope enough and actually make it a video game. It just feels like a regular fantasy series with the occasional window dressing, like a couple funny gags, like Asuna casually tapping a knife against a thing of meat and it turns into tiny cubes, stuff like that. But overall, it just feels like a very generic fantasy series instead of something taking place in a video game. So that was the main basis of our parody, was what if this was really written like a video game with real video game players?
It tickled my side quite a few times when I went back to rewatch it. Very entertaining.
Yeah. No, I think.
Thank you. We do a lot to try and make sure that it has rewatch value, with sort of jokes upon jokes and references and callbacks and all sorts of little little rewards for people who've seen the episode more than once. We try to do that as much we can.
Yeah, I especially like what you said about the problem with the original Sword Art was kind of something that popped into my head too, because it's supposed to be an MMO, but you never get you never really feel like Sword Art is an MMO. And then in episode 4, you did the thing with what's her name, Silica, where she's on the quest to get the flower to revive her pet, and it's just one big long grind fest of a quest where they have to just get a bunch of different flowers and just go through a dungeon and fight a series of bosses
After boss.
I just thought that was just a hilarious scene, just because someone who's played an MMO will just know how that feels.
God.
Yeah.
Like, just just imagining what it would be like to be in a world where you actually have to do things like that or die, it made the scene.
And here's the fun thing. I haven't actually played an MMO that I can think of. I've done a little bit of Guild Wars 2 with the Yamato SFX, but not that much, and that was well after we wrote that episode.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of that is just going off of people I know and their experience, and just generally what I know in the realm of pop culture, how an MMO works. And yeah, the original show missed that, so it's kind of, there's no excuse for it.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah, Triple P will be right back.
My new question
she has to answer a phone call.
That the three of us currently that are in the room have been talking about most of the day. Could you give us any? Could you give us a little hint at what you're going to do with UA?
Oh, God.
Yui.
Yeah.
Well, no, I can't.
Oh, well, there you go.
I do have to say the preview at the end of episode 9 was very promising.
Yes, we're very happy with how that scene turned out. We're in the midst of writing episode 10 right now, and I am so excited for this episode.
I can tell you, it's like you want to. It's like
you want to say it so bad.
You want to say
can't.
something, but if the second you do, the
joke is over.
Yeah, it'll pretty much die.
Exactly.
I honestly, I like spoilers, but this is one I actually can wait for.
That's a first for you.
Yeah,
That is
I don't
first.
mind personally. I don't mind spoilers because I'm gonna watch it regardless. Like, you could tell me the whole story, I'll forget the next day, go back watch it, like, oh, and I'll tell you
I
the whole
agree.
thing. Like, yeah, I told you that, and I'm like, oh, well.
I'll say two things in particular for this next episode. One, this is one of the more challenging scripts we've taken on. This is like the specific direction we've taken with Kirito and Asuna and with Yui. Has made it one of the more interesting and challenging projects for the series we've taken on. And in a very surprise twist, one of our favorite routines for this episode is inspired by one of the most nothing characters in the episode.
Oh my.
Oh.
What I miss?
Well, we were trying to pry information about what they're doing with you.
We told him we'd hold
You guys were
him ransom.
prying?
We
Yeah.
told him we'd hold him for
Trying.
ransom, but he said he likes that, so
Oh.
yeah.
Well, we could put him in a room with me. I don't think he'll like that.
Put him in a body bag.
This is not the Karate Kid, sir, and you are not part of Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Anyway, we are the city KCTY in Long Beach, 107.7 FM, streaming online at kctyfm.org and twitch.tv/KCTY radio. I'm Fullmetal X.
Triple P.
Papa Smurf.
And DJ Omega.
And joining us live via phone is Hayabusa449 from Something Witty Entertainment. And today we are talking about Sword Art Online Abridged here on Geeking Out.
Yes.
So, there is one thing I've been wanting to ask. Well, one of many, but
Uh-oh.
I think I probably
So-
covered a lot of that.
when it comes to when you see most abridged series, they usually take the story and really just kind of like take the characters that exist, take one really personality trait of theirs, and just exaggerate it so it's funny. And that's usually what I see in the abridged series that I've seen. With Sword Art Online Abridged, it's a lot different. You guys have completely changed characters and who they are for the most part. What was the inspiration for doing that instead of following the standard kind of abridged format that people like Sailor Moon Abridged, Team 4 started with Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and Little Karibo did with Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged?
The fact that Sword Art doesn't have characters.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh my. That was a short, sweet, just.
I'm sorry. That's what it comes down to is when we actually had to like sit down and really examine these characters. At best, they're inconsistent. At worst, they're non-existent.
Mm-hmm. They seem kind of dry at times.
You know, like Kirito, for instance. In Gun Gale, he's a good example of inconsistent. In Gun Gale, he is suddenly, out of nowhere, traumatized by the fact that he had to kill people. Where was this the entirety of Alfheim, or even when it happened in Sword Art?
True.
I mean, there's no indication. There's no build-up. It's just suddenly, oh, I'm traumatized now.
Flashback.
Can I
Like
play?
that's not how PTSD works.
Can I play Devil's Advocate?
Uh-oh.
Like you're not you're not okay for like a year, 2 years, and then suddenly like, by the way, now I'm just like mentally crippled by this thing that I had to do to survive.
I want to play
Okay,
Devil's
play
Advocate.
devil's advocate.
This is gonna be like the crappiest excuse.
I know it is.
Adrenaline.
They usually are.
Adrenaline. That's all I got.
No. You
That
get
was
out.
that was crappier than I would expect from you, Omega.
Well,
Mega.
sorry, I missed it. What was the excuse?
He said adrenaline.
Oh no.
Adrenaline for 2 years?
Hey, you don't know what they pumped him full of while he was out.
True.
They all types
Yeah,
of-
but again, he then got out of the game, and there was all of Alfheim, and that never came up in Alfheim. And then after Alfheim, there was still a fair bit of time that passed before it got to Gun Gale.
steroids. That's all I got. Steroids and a lot of illegal substances.
And again, at least in Gun Gale, like, I don't even have a problem with the fact that he has that issue. I'm just saying it's a kind of, it shows that the series is kind of being written as it goes along in the original format.
Well, yeah,
You know, Reki Kawahara has even admitted that the series is very poorly written. By his own admission, he only does one draft of each book and then just sends it to his publisher.
that's not kosher.
He doesn't
That's
like
not
work
good.
them out in advance. It's just very like stream of consciousness, according to him. That's what he said in interviews. And
not good.
he has said, Kirito is too perfect. That's why Kirito suddenly has PTSD in Gun Gale, is that was Reki Kawahara's attempt to make him a more three-dimensional and interesting character. So I respect that. I'm just saying, again, at best, his characters are inconsistent.
Oh, I understand that. I personally, I don't mind the PTSD, but I would have preferred it if he had just acted like, oh, it was nothing. Like, it would have, for one, it would have gave it consistency, but then it would have made it seem like after the first one, when he realized he actually had to kill people, that made him realize, you know what, this is life or death. This is pretty much like the real world. I walk down the street, you don't know what could happen. I could hopefully assume that he was thinking the same thing, but hey,
Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't write this stuff.
Somebody in the chat points out that when it came to the Einkrad arc and the Alfheim arc, those were situations where Kirito was very personally invested, like he was fighting for something in particular. Whereas Gun Gale was more of he's helping out somebody, but he's not really doing it for anybody except somebody asked him to do them a favor. So I could see that point, but it's still like, yeah, the
It
whole
doesn't
thing,
explain the PTSD.
yeah,
though.
the PTSD was just very sudden. I could understand Reki Kawahara wanting to kind of humanize Kirito, because you're right, he was very kind of perfect in the first two arcs, especially because he seems to just attract all the chicks.
Okay, and here's another more, like, a less excusable example.
Oh.
That nonsense with beaters.
Oh.
Okay, episode 2 of the original series, he brings up the idea of beaters and, like, taking on, like, there's a good drama there, this idea of, like, I'm going to do the Jesus thing, I'm going to, like, absolve everyone of their sins and take them onto myself. I'm going to be the bad guy that everyone hates so that, the people like me won't be persecuted. Like, there's an interesting story there. Tell me one instance where that comes up again.
That's what I'm saying. It just disappeared.
Yeah, it really did.
He's never persecuted. No one ever treats him badly after that episode. It's never mentioned again, so there aren't other people that are suffering from it. Like it's brought up in the one instance, and then it never affects anything ever again. They make a big deal of it.
Well, the Aincrad arc suffered in that it was originally written as a short story, which then got too long to be submitted for a contest that Kawahara was writing for, and eventually the first story I think pretty much starts on like one of the upper floors already. And then eventually he went back, and the second volume was just a series of short stories filling in what happened before. So it was kind of that arc was kind of written backwards.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, and that's not really an excuse for bad writing. That's just bad writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Like he tried to retcon the character to be more interesting, and he didn't really commit to it. Again, because if the beater thing was part of like the short stories and not the original main story, then the fact it didn't carry over into any of the other short stories, which were also adapted, is also a problem.
I liked it personally. I was like, oh, look at this. It's something different. And then next episode, it turned into stereotypical anime logic. And I was like...
Yeah, it really did just get completely forgotten about after that episode.
Yeah.
Same with Sachi's death. That almost never gets mentioned.
Oh, that disappeared. That typical anime. Honestly, SAO, and I guess if you can... if you're like me, and you watch so many anime, it's like, oh, well, this happens. Oh, it's something new, and then you get let down. It turns into a stereotypical anime.
It's like, aw.
It's like you get something special and it dies.
And then
here's the thing. A lot of people might hear this and think, oh, they're just hating on Sword Art. They're having they're one of these crazy fans who are like, oh, it's the worst show ever. No.
Not even.
In fact, like, Sword Art is by no means the worst anime I've ever seen. By no means.
No.
But I think that's the saddest. I think it's the saddest part about it, is that I find it more frustrating than many terrible, like straight up, completely unwatchable anime. I find it worse than that, in that it takes a great premise and doesn't do nearly enough with it. Like, Reki Kawahara has a lot of good ideas. Mm-hmm. He doesn't refine them. He doesn't rework them. He's just writing these books as quickly as possible, and it shows.
Yeah.
And if I can use my chart of bad anime, which everybody in here pretty much doesn't like. I don't know if you don't like it, but personally, it's not an Evangelion. That's to me. I thought I watched all of it. It was
Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I finished it, so I can honestly say I didn't like it. But
I don't understand why you didn't like it.
I don't like
Like, I can understand the ending why you didn't like it, but the rest of it
either.
No, I'm not.
Well,
but Sword Art in my opinion, is way better than Evangelion.
Oh no!
Oh, you just angered a bunch of people in one fell stroke.
They don't want these hands.
Wait! Oh no!
Let them
the
talk.
Death
What are
stroke.
they gonna do?
Let's see those comments, people.
Come on, rip him a new one.
But he can hate all he wants. I have my own opinion.
No, that's true. At the end
Your
of the day,
opinion
everyone
sucks.
has their own opinion. It's interesting that you bring up the Sachi thing got brought up, because I'm one of those people that even like I just tend to research things. It's just what I do. Like
Someone said no.
Yeah.
Like
No comments for you.
Like
Well,
I become a
forget
fan of
you
things.
too.
I become a fan of things, and I just start to like just research it. And I had done some research on Sword Art, and I found out that when the story really started getting off the ground, it wasn't published regularly. It was a web novel first, and then ended up getting popular. And they're like, yeah, let's print it, in regular novel form. And from what I understand, in the original web novel version, Sachi was considered to be Kirito's first love. Mm-hmm. And eventually they cut it out to basically just give more focus to Asuna in the story when they actually ended up reprinting it for the published edition.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Because my understanding was that Sachi and all that stuff, that was one of the short stories that came in that second book.
Yeah, I do believe it came in the second book, but I believe it was mentioned in the original volume 1.
Interesting.
I think it was mentioned that he had a guild before that, and they all died, and Sachi was one of them. And then eventually, during volume 2, when he did the short stories, he went back and he wrote what actually happened. And it was supposed to be that he fell in love with her and then she died right before his eyes because he couldn't admit that he was a stronger player than because the beater thing, I guess.
That didn't follow through.
Yeah, again, a lot of it just seems to be like either bad decisions that were done later on, or just stuff that just didn't pan out when they should have.
Yeah, there was a fair bit of just moments where it's like, this could be a really interesting story if someone else was writing this.
Oh my!
I don't mean to take a dump on Reiki Kawahara, because he has a lot of interesting ideas and he has created something for himself. And I mean, writing novels at the pace he does is not easy. So even though you can see the fact that it is like that first draft kind of feel to it, that's still more than a lot of writers out there. Like, he's still doing that very consistently. So, I mean, props to him. I'm just saying, if you're going to be a professional author, it does behoove you to say, okay, is this good enough? Do I want my name attached to this? Is this what I am willing to put out?
Well, I guess you can consider it is kind of controversial if you go, if you dig deeper into it, but I don't know. First drafts are kind of iffy.
To be a writer, it takes at least 5 or 6 drafts, dude. At minimum.
Exactly. Like, he should spend more time on the script or on his book. I'm just saying, that's something that needs to be taken into consideration. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you guys how many times we've been in the midst of recording an episode and we've just had to rewrite major scenes because we realized, this doesn't fit the characters, or this doesn't match what came before or what we want to do later on. Like, you got to keep that in mind. You got to know the end, your destination, for you to plan out your journey.
This is true. Actually, come to think about it, from drafting the script to finalization, how long does it take you guys to finish an episode?
It, like you see it on YouTube, you can see the timestamps there. It takes, a couple months per episode, because as soon as the episode comes out, we got a couple days off, because especially, again, Yamato X, we're working super hard editing.
Like always.
But then you get right back into it, and we try to get them out as quickly as we can while still maintaining our level of quality. So we spend a lot of time working on the scripts, and we spend a lot of time directing our actors and working around their various schedules and whatever we need to do to get that done.
I see. I had a question for Triple P and had hers.
Well, you suck, so I had to ask first.
Dang it! It was a good question too. Well, I'll go back. If I remember it, I'll come back to it. But another question I had, between all the work you guys put in, how long does it take for you guys to actually get a script done? Oh, okay, never mind. Scratch that. My original question came back. How much of the actual script do you guys use, or do you use any of it? While you're writing your own script, how much of the original do you use, if any?
Of the original episode?
Yeah.
We take a general inspiration from the plot, but I mean, it's not like we copy and paste, the dialogue or anything.
Well, I didn't mean it like that. I meant one-liners or
I think what he's trying to say
is, do you guys take bits and pieces from the script and throw it into your guys' script?
Yeah.
No,
oh, okay.
No, we don't.
Okay.
We take inspiration from the plot, but I mean, our characters are just so different from what's on screen. There is one bit. Now that I think about it, there is one bit that was inspired by the actual dialogue that's in one of the episodes coming up that we're pretty happy with. But that's us making fun of the of the original dialogue. There's one or two routines in the I think it's Aincrad. Yeah, next episode or the one after that, where we take the piss out of some of the not so brilliantly written dialogue.
Oh no, not so brilliantly written. Oops.
Yeah. When it comes to releasing these episodes on YouTube, many YouTubers have a problem, usually with copyright, whether it's a legitimate infraction or something completely made up. As we learned with Team 4-Star getting taken down pretty severely earlier in the year. You guys seem to always get your latest episode taken down. Who is causing these takedown notices?
Is it YouTube or is it?
It seems to always be Sony Music Japan.
For music reasons?
No, oddly enough, it's Sony Music Japan, but they're claiming copyright on the footage. And people have said that. Like, people have seen, Sony Music Japan, so it must be for, the opening or something. But no, Sony Music doesn't own the rights to This Is War. We haven't actually been taken down for that. They always claim the footage. My favorite being that for some reason, I guess YouTube asked them to specifically point out in the footage where we took from them. And my favorite is episode 5.
Oh, no.
They decided to pick that shot. And you might have seen this. I posted it on Facebook. They decided to pick the shot where it's yoga pants. Her butt in beautiful, pristine detail. The way they draw the female form is hilarious because they put way more effort into drawing a woman's behind than they do in any character's face.
Oh God,
totally. You can notice.
And Sony Music Japan picked that shot for the copyright claim on episode 5. It's wow, they literally claimed that.
That butt shot.
Yeah,
the butt shot.
Out of all the shots they could have chose, they really chose that.
That was what YouTube's they've claimed copyright on that butt. Really?
Butt.
Really?
One thing that I've noticed with the whole Sword Art series in general is for some reason there's always maybe a 5 to 6 second pan zoom of one of the female characters' butts. In Gun Gale, when it's Sinon is laying on the floor, just the butt for 10 seconds.
No, not even that. I was watching the Asuna is racist scene again today.
When she bends over.
When she bends over, it's just the camera is zoomed on her butt.
Why? Every time.
Culture.
Yeah, it's pretty much
culture, I guess.
Sorry, gotta claim that.
Again, the one from episode 5 in particular is really bad.
No.
Because of how tasteless the usage is. Because this is the scene where a woman is supposedly crying because of the death of her closest friend, and the camera decides to just pan down very carefully.
We want something special.
Yeah, really show off those yoga pants.
Those yoga pants.
We understand your mourning, but we want something special to be involved in this.
I mean, I understand fan service. I understand the need for it. But if you're going to do that, because it is the cheapest, easiest thing you can do to keep your audience interested, if you're going to do that, at least find a good reason for it. A good example of this is No Game, No Life.
Oh my God!
Yes.
It has the most fan service of any anime I've ever seen, I think.
Oh no!
Some of it of the pretty creepy variety, honestly.
Okay.
But
some of us have issues.
It fits it in to the plot. It does really creative, clever things to work it into the story and into the puzzles and the games they play. Okay, yeah, you have a ton of fan service, but you earned it. You worked hard to make that stuff actually fit the story. That's actually really impressive.
What about
Yeah.
Kill a Kill. Have
Well-
you seen that one?
High
Oh.
School DxD?
High School of the Dead.
Oh,
don't talk about that,
High School of the Dead. I hate that show.
Oh.
sir. You
Oh,
have to step
no.
outside. We gonna catch some hands.
Let's bring it. Fight
Yeah,
me.
No.
in a very unsurprising twist, High School of the Dead is drawn by someone who got their start doing porn. So
Yes.
I mean, you know.
Hey,
Yeah, that is true.
we all love our special things, and that's all. I'm just leaving it there.
Yeah. You know,
You're a special type of special.
Here's the thing, and I'm going off topic here, but with High School of the Dead, the fan service was disgusting to me. Like
Nobody told you to like it.
the proportions were just weird.
Nobody told you not to like it.
Damn booby jiggles.
Boobs do not work that way.
Thank you, torpedo boobs. Like
Torpedo
I just
boobs.
no, I can't. I
Torpedo
can't do it.
Hey, some people enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I guarantee
you
our
can
listeners
see that
enjoyed it.
is.
Yeah, I mean, not to get
Thank you.
not to get down on anyone who likes that, but
Yeah.
for people who don't, yeah, that looks weird.
To each their own.
Yeah, to each their
Yeah.
own. I understand. I know it looks weird.
Like
like
I
it.
know the fan service in Kill
I
la
like
Kill, like I know turned off a lot of people. For me, I love the fan service because it worked into the plot.
It
Yep.
worked amazingly.
Yeah.
Like, even if you, like, not, well, it's like a specific game I enjoy.
And then
but I
after a
can't
certain
say.
point, you're just
But-
like, oh yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
But
In fact, with Kill la Kill,
you could take it out and it's fine.
the fan service was so over the top that it stopped. To me, it even just stopped being fan service. It was just so ridiculous.
It's just
It was-
transformation sequence.
It didn't bother me at all. I took
well,
it like a Sailor
if
Moon
we
process.
were if we were to look at the pictures
The booby
and
flaps.
videos on your computer, sir, there's a reason.
The
You think I
You
did?
know,
booby
again,
flaps during
Kill
that
la
transformation.
Kill Kill's another. Like Kill la Kill's another good example of working the fan service into the plot because it's a series that's all about
Clothing.
human sexuality and being comfortable in your body and the weird idea of covering up the natural form with something unnatural like clothing. Like there's a point being made there in the story and in the characters. The main character in Kill la Kill and how she's originally very. Like the first episode, she wears the robe over the suit because she's so embarrassed, and then it's there's that whole arc about her coming to terms with her own body and becoming used to using that power. There's at least something being said, something interesting about the characters being done. So I don't have a problem with the fan service in that. My problem is with stuff like Sword Art Online, where it is just butts. Look at the butts.
We will make you love this.
We will make you
There's
like
no
the booty.
reason. There's no reason to cut to a close-up of a woman's butt in the middle of a super dramatic, sad scene. There's no reason for that.
Gotcha.
Like, that is just. Hey, she
Opportunity.
has a butt.
Some people, I guess.
Look at the butt.
I guess some
Look at the
people.
booty.
Show
That's
me the
their
booty.
fetish,
I want
get.
the booty,
But
round booty.
personally, I found it very distasteful. I expected more, and I was let down very hard. That's my personal take on it. Like I wasn't.
I think a lot of
expecting
people were
something
let
like
down
that.
hard by it.
What? some people are pretty up hard, but
You beat me to the punch, Hayabusa.
But I didn't appreciate it. It was that fan service that was like it wasn't needed. It just like
Yeah, exactly.
They weren't trying to impress
And
you.
that's all I'm saying. I don't have a problem with the idea of fan service. I have a problem with the idea of
distasteful.
unnecessary fan service.
So whoever sad little individual who likes that type of fan service, more power to you. You like what you like, but no, it wasn't needed.
You didn't even have words.
It didn't help to the plot at all. Well, to their
Who
plot.
did that?
It didn't
Oh,
really
gosh.
help anything. It just made it look awkward. You could tell it was out of place.
Oh, could you really now?
I thought it was.
Yeah,
No,
And I watch a
agree.
lot of fan service anime.
you
Yeah,
do.
you keep
That's his
raving about
expertise.
High School DxD.
Well, season 4 comes out in supposedly in June, but I'm just saying.
And,
Why?
it's like, again, just, find a way to work it into the story if you're going to have that. Like, again, I'm a big fan of Lupin the Third.
Hey.
So
Hey.
you got,
Fujiko
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Fujiko, who is constantly using her sexuality to get what she wants, to use Lupin, to meet her own ends. And then every now and then you have ones where she isn't sexualized at all, like Castle of Cagliostro, where she's in the full body camo suit, and she is just blowing guys away, just like machine guns, grenades. Like, she's crazy in that movie.
Tanking.
Oh my! Just
Hey.
It's like Lupin is kind of doing like an Errol Flynn thing, and Fujiko is suddenly like Arnold Schwarzenegger, completely out of left field.
oh no!
Yeah, and the thing
I
with
can agree with that
Fujiko,
statement.
like the fan service in her situation is always, well, she's using her natural gifts to get what she wants. So the fan service kind of is expected in that situation.
Hey, well, it has to be done.
Exactly, and again, that's all I'm saying is just
There's a time and a place
look in
for
the
it.
story. There's a time and place for it. If you're gonna have it, do it. Do it with a certain understanding of what it says in the case of the story of the characters. And that's another problem with Sword Art, is that it doesn't really do that ever.
It's kind of bland.
Space Dandy.
Oh God! What about Space Dandy,
Dandy
you
is also-
guys?
I guess you can.
Well, I guess that could be
Yeah.
considered a fan servicey.
Well,
series.
in some episodes, but
Yeah.
not the whole thing. The whole thing kind of reminds me of Cowboy Bebop.
That's where they get
Yeah, I know.
inspiration. To
Which I enjoy. But it wasn't super, like, Cowboy Bebop wasn't super fan servicey. It had like one or two instances, if I can even remember to note.
The movie had a big scene where Faye's shirt gets ripped open by a knife.
That's about
And
it.
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, like Faye, she's another one who uses her gifts to actually get what she wants, but she doesn't go around flaunting it. Like, I don't know. This instance is kind of,
Fan service. in
No,
general.
again, it's time and place. That's all it comes
yeah,
down to.
that's what it comes down to. But I guess if we can kind of transition from SAO, if you guys are fine with that.
Because
Okay.
that's one thing I could transition with. Our approach to Asuna.
Oh no.
Oh no!
We, like for instance, you'll notice in the last episode we changed in the anime. Kirito is being tortured and potentially killed by the character I actually play in that series, Kuradil. And Asuna saves him, but then in the original show, what happens is Kuradil somehow disarms her. It makes no sense, like, because her whole thing is speed, and Kuradil has been shown more than once that he is just a complete mess of a fighter, like just not at all capable of taking on either of these people. Which of course is why he like drugs Kirito.
Yeah.
You got
Because
scared.
he has to outsmart Kirito. He can't beat him with raw strength, and that's clever.
Get on his level.
But yeah, Asuna he somehow overpowers, which makes no sense. So Kirito somehow is no longer poisoned, and
Well, she heals him.
Well, he was still paralyzed.
Yeah, he was done.
Okay. All right, then she heals him, but he doesn't like get up immediately and help her, which is it's still, again, there's a lot of moments where I think that seems like that scene should have played out differently, and that's why we did the scene the way we did was just, hey, what if we just approach it with, what if Asuna was actually the independent, tough, takes no crap from anyone person that the series kept telling us but never showed us she was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would like
That's been our approach to Asuna. Is what if we treated her with the dignity the original show promised us it would?
But never got.
I would have hoped. I was hoping you guys would have kept the little hand shot Kirito gave him, like the shot hand through the heart. I wanted the shining finger.
That was actually that was one of the debates we had for a long time, because that was a joke Yamato SFX was actually really big on.
You could have
Was Kirito stabbing Kuradil with the hand like in the original show. And again, one of the rare instances where we would have taken dialogue from the show for inspiration, with Kuradil whispering, "Now you're a killer, just like me," and just Kirito quipping, "Oh, that's cute. You think you're the first." And then Kuradil, "What?" And then he dies.
That would have been great. I'm not gonna lie.
I would have liked to have seen. You guys could have busted a burning finger, a shining finger reference in there.
This hand of mine glows with an awesome power.
Really though?
Oh my God, you too.
We like that joke, but at the end of the day, we kind of looked at it and went, Asuna kind of gets shortchanged by this series. This is one of the few times where she gets a glimmer of being kind of awesome,
And then they
and
just
we wanted to take advantage of that.
And then Alfheim happened.
I have a question.
Don't talk about
We've
that.
got some ideas for Alfheim. You might be a little surprised with what we do with Alfheim.
Oh, I'm looking forward
Make
to
her
it.
chillax in her room like a baller. That's all I'm
Oh
saying.
no!
I have a
Now people
question.
are asking for deleted scenes and bloopers.
You don't deserve them, people.
That
Oh,
would be great. But I have a
I
question.
believe that's Asuna's voice actress that's saying that.
Oh,
Bubble
no.
Monkey.
No, no.
stop it!
Oh my God, Carrie, are you in the chat? Yep, Bubble Monkey.
She's here.
I have a question. Whose idea was it to make Corradil a fanboy?
Because you're a
Like,
fanboy.
that was the inspiration that I got when I was showing my friend Gungale when it pan zoomed the flashbacks that Kirito got of everyone in Laughing Coffin, and whose idea was that? Because it's glorious.
Again, it's hard to trace back a lot of these jokes, but that was one we were really happy with because we liked the idea that, again, Corradil is one of those characters who suffers from having a very one-dimensional character. His character is, I'm creepy and evil.
No.
And
That is what he was in the
Yeah.
original series.
I know.
He took a knife to the
And
face.
so we thought it'd be
Daddy did.
interesting. We thought it'd be interesting if we did push it as like the crazy fanboy. He's angry at Kirito, and he demands vengeance upon Kirito because Kirito took something that was really personal to him. That it gives a personal stake to Corradil and what he's trying to accomplish.
Great.
So that was kind of the thing we wanted to do, was just what's a more interesting thing to do with Corradil than just he's creepy and weird.
You made him a fanboy.
A freaking fanboy.
Well, you got one right here. He's your fanboy.
Oh no.
Hey,
Papa.
Hey,
No.
to be fair, he's been restrained, so
Yeah.
He's been
that's
okay.
a very unfair.
He's not
comparison.
squealing
Life
right
is
now.
cruel.
He was
What
squealing
is going on here? What is
Like,
going on in our
But I
chat?
had
When-
oh.
What are
when
you
they
guys
told me
doing?
that you were gonna be on the air tonight, I was like, I need to be here to hear this conversation. I'm sorry.
Told you he was
Great.
fanboying. But I had a question.
You did it.
Oh.
He did it.
Hey,
and
I
this
didn't.
one over here did
I was like,
it.
hey, that's cool. Another
To be
bro to
fair,
talk
I
to.
was the one. I did encourage you to
Yes,
reach out.
but then when I told you, you were internally screaming.
I was happy.
I'm not
another-
gonna lie. Like when I'm a fan of something, but I've been trying to keep it professional. I got all my fanboy screaming out before the show even started.
Am I the
I
only
did as well.
sane one here?
Oh
You-
wait, hold up.
you
no,
sane.
Wait,
No.
shut
You're not
no,
sane.
hold up. If you're sane, you know what? I can't even go there on air.
Anyways,
I can't
back
go
to
there
my
on air.
If you're
question.
sane, I'm a saint.
Up. Now we know.
What
He is
church do you
far
go
from
to?
that.
So I can burn it?
The Church of the Hanging Noose.
Oh. Anyways, back to my question. We had mentioned Laughing Coffin. I remember later on in Gun Gale, they mentioned the remnants of Laughing Coffin return. How, if you're allowed to, how are you guys gonna? Well, how might you take a stab at that? Will it be
Stab.
Stab.
Keep pushing for spoilers, and I don't
Well,
want
it's
to get
not
them.
necessarily a spoiler. I wouldn't. Well,
It was just more of a hint.
no, not even that. Like,
There's this villain that we're expecting to come back. How are they going to come back? How is that not a spoiler?
no, I didn't want to ask it like that. What I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say.
It
It's like-
miserably.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I do things weird. Leave me alone.
No.
But
It's okay. We've got a lot of plans for it. We're really excited with the direction we'll be taking with Gun Gale, with Death Gun, with where Kirito is in the series. We're going to be taking a very different approach to Kirito's mentality in the series, and that's not to say that it's going to be like any less than what they did, because again, the PTSD was a good idea to have. Like, Kirito is sort of kind of messed up throughout this, and it's kind of throwing him off balance. So, we're doing something similar. We got our own thing with it, though. We've got an idea going that we're pretty excited about.
I kind of reworded it. are you going to follow the same way Def Gun was introduced? Or are you going to kind of like not follow the exact same way, but like I know you're going to put your own twist, but is it going to be reminiscent, or is it your own unique
Completely
idea?
different.
You're forget the script. We're doing the screw the rules. We have money, basically.
We will be taking a very similar direction with Death Gun. I mean, we've got very much our own approach to it, but I think as far as characters in the show go, he might be one of the closest to what was done in the original series.
Well,
Again, that could change in the process of writing because, like I said, that's a ways off and things happen that, like, we think one thing and then in the process of writing something natural and beautiful comes out of it. So that could change. But the current idea is, now that I think about it, not that far off from what was done in the original series. Definitely closer than what has been done with most of our characters.
I could see when you guys do get to that point of Death Gun, I could see you guys giving that character such the girliest voice you could possibly imagine.
Bubbles.
No.
Oh no!
And that is
Wait,
what made me
Bubbles?
laugh because
Just imagining what it would
being
happen.
just this big bad character that goes and kills as many people as he wants, just simply have the girliest voice and the
Tiffany.
squeakiest voice, and
I am really excited to see what you think of what we end up doing with Death Gun now.
Oh no.
Oh no.
If that's the direction you're picturing, I am very curious to see your reaction.
One thing I
it'll
would
be
like to know-
glorious. I
one-
can't
Oh,
wait.
don't worry. We'll message you after we see the
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
episode.
One thing I would
I'll be
like
sure.
to know: will you, if you can say, will Def Gun have more lines in your version? Because I can like, I expected
Hey,
more
again,
from him in the actual show. I got.
That one I can't say. That one I don't know. Like, that's just I'm not sure because
Okay.
the direction where we're going to take him in, it could go either way.
Okay.
It really does depend how the script plays out.
Well, it won't change my opinion regardless. But in the actual show, my opinion, I expected more of a Darth Vader. Like I expected
Vader.
Darth Vader look to him, but to get the Darth Vader sound like, oh yeah, I'm talking every 30 minutes. I have like 2 or 3 words to say, and then you don't see me for like a half hour again. And it's like, where did he go?
Basically, he's
Disappeared.
drinking tea.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like I personally, I would like it if he had more lines, regardless of what they may be, because that's up to your creative mind. But I would personally enjoy him having more words to, or
Oh,
more
God.
more sense of self. What they say about
Oh
me?
no!
Someone in the comments said, "Oh God, is Death Gun Sachi?"
Oh,
That
love
would
you
be,
for that.
That would be interesting to see.
Oh man, that would be amazing.
No.
Anyway, we are the city, KCTY, the voice of Long Beach City College on 107.7 FM, streaming online at kctyfm.org and twitch.tv/KCTY radio. I'm Fullmetal X.
Triple P.
Papa Smurf.
Omega, soon to be Death Gun.
For those,
No.
for those of you just
You're not
tuning
awesome
in,
enough.
we are being joined by the great Hayabusa449 from Something Witty Entertainment.
Yes.
And you are tuned in to Geeking Out.
Woo.
Do I need to read that thing?
Nah, we're good.
No, we haven't said nothing bad.
Yeah, we've been
We've been decently
restrained for
okay.
the for the
You
most
guys
part.
in the chat, though, y'all need to calm down.
We ain't said nothing bad about me.
Yet.
But no, back to referring to the comment that someone said.
Sachi-
Death Gun as Sachi as Death Gun.
What do you think of that?
What do you think?
I'm not going to say one way or the other
Oh, no.
our direction on Death Gun. I'm just going to say that we're going to. There's going to be something different than what was going through with Kirito and Death Gun in the original series, but it's still going to be pretty personal. There's still something very interesting we have planned there that I'm very excited
I
about.
sense unrequited love issue.
Uh-oh. No.
Some
Or
people-
Don
no,
Fluffles.
Don Fluffles.
Yes. Somebody
Yeah,
said
you
it
keep-
before I could.
Yeah, someone said it earlier.
You keep pushing for those spoilers, and I might start throwing out stuff that's not at all true just to mess with you.
It wouldn't bother me none.
It wouldn't
enjoy
bother
it.
him.
I have issues, sir. No, I'm joking.
He has issues, really bad
No,
ones. Don't lie. I know what you did yesterday.
Don't lie to yourself.
Just because I have special pictures on my computer of very sexual women means nothing.
It means everything.
It means I love women.
I said-
Women are beautiful. All women
We
are
know
beautiful.
about your sandwich.
It was innocent.
Oh, God.
You idiots! Stop it! I'm gonna slap
I didn't do it.
every single.
I didn't do it.
Not you.
I
I'm
didn't even
gonna slash
mention
you
it.
two.
I had a
You-
I had a question.
No. Screw your grieving. I'm gonna slap you.
No, I had a question. Like some of these jokes you guys come up with, are they kind of like you're sitting around drinking a cup of coffee in the morning, then somebody says something like, honestly, somebody says something stupid, and then it just blows up into, we should put that in. Like, or is it more along the lines you actually guys sit down and actually discuss the jokes you put in?
Both. It's both. We'll watch the episode and we'll riff on it and we'll try and we'll watch it several times. We've watched every episode of the show several times to get inspiration for our material. But then we'll also sit down, we'll just write it, or we'll go get breakfast or lunch, and while we're having lunch, we'll like pitch ideas like, oh, what if we did this in this scene? And would that work? And we just kind of like improvise certain routines and think, okay, this is actually an interesting direction to take the character in. Like, for instance, again, natural, beautiful stuff comes out of just the writing process. Like I said, one of our favorite bits for the next episode came out of the super nothing character that we actually, like, is so inconsequential. We had to look up their name on like, the Sword Art Online wiki because they never mentioned them by name.
Do it.
I'm not saying that.
Well,
I refuse.
There's
Well,
someone
another
in the
question,
comment.
Wait,
said,
are you telling me to say it because I'm a
yes,
girl?
Say it.
Ah.
Well, let's be clear that this is not Triple P's question.
This is
is a
not
question
my
from the
question.
chat.
Let me make this clear. I am not asking this. Someone from the chat is asking this. They said, did you get the nudes of Yamato SFX? The SWE fans have been waiting for them for like ever.
I don't understand, nor do I want to.
That's a reference to one of the PTC gaming streams we do.
Yep.
People made jokes about getting a nude image of Yamato SFX, and someone took like an actual nude male model and photoshopped his head on
Wait,
top of it.
someone said they already came out. You've seen him nude.
Yeah, that was PTC
PTC Gaming. What more do you need? Oh my God, you guys, why you do this?
No, you should have been paying attention to the chat earlier because we
I was.
we unleashed just a beast of a wild guessing about Death Gun and the
I know.
GGO arc. It's
Wow,
amazing.
I made one comment and they exploded. I enjoy this.
This is your fault.
Oh, I thoroughly accept my
slit-
response.
Look at
what you've wrought.
I'm gonna slit your throat in your sleep.
That's fine. I'll just get a cup of Joe and put my blood in it, and it'll be back where it belongs, inside of me.
You know
Another
what?
thing-
There's something else that could be inside of you, but we won't go there.
Another thing I had. You guys ever sit at Starbucks and just talk this stuff through?
Not Starbucks.
No.
We've got
Coffee
various
beans.
restaurants and cafes that we go to. We don't have like a set place. Just we're roommates, so we spend a lot of time chatting
Oh, in the room.
in our room
Yeah.
or heading to like cafes and restaurants and just chatting over dinner. Like we're constantly writing all of these episodes.
You've been blamed.
I've been blamed for something. I've
You
said.
took blame for it.
Yeah,
so-
you just.
No, what'd
you-
I say?
You
Are you really that stupid?
I don't remember. I said okay. Out of this entire show, how much have I said? A
you,
lot.
You said it like 2 minutes ago.
What'd I
Less
say?
than 2. Oh my God, I'm going to
You
beat
took
you.
credit for starting the crazy comments.
Oh yeah, about Death
just
Gun.
go-
Yeah, yeah, I totally accept.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your fault.
Yeah.
Oh, I just I
Again,
said
that's
I
what happened
accepted.
2 minutes ago.
I'm sorry. I have issues. Brain issues.
You need sleep.
Okay, actually, that I do because.
I know you do
Funny
because you
thing,
don't sleep.
Last Thursday, I thought it was Friday. Like I came to
I
school
know.
fully prepared for my radio show. I got here because I was like, I don't know what happened. I've been overworking lately, and I guess it caught up to me, and it was pretty bad. I got here and I was so upset. The lady in here, she said, "So what are you gonna do?" "I'm going home. Forget you." And she kind of looked at me questionably.
Oh.
Like I
He's
kinda,
lying.
No, actually,
No, he's
I
telling the truth.
Didn't I? This individual
I don't think he
like,
said
but-
forget you.
No, I didn't. But this individual I just don't like, and she.
Wait, is it a...
Yes. No. Can't talk about it.
Mm,
But yeah, it was. She kind of a dumbfounded look. But that's
Dumbfounded.
another. I'm so sorry, people.
No, he's not. He's lying to you guys. He doesn't mean it.
Shh, don't give away, Mom. Oh, I had a perfect poker face and you ruined it.
Anyway, recently you guys have collaborated with members of Team 4-Star. Megami33 has done the voice of Lisbeth. Takahata101, a.k.a. Nappa, was Heathcliff in the latest episode. And I know Yamato has voiced for them in Final Fantasy VII Mission Abridged. What was it like just kind of collaborating with a fellow abridger or a group of abridgers?
First off, I was actually also in Final Fantasy. Yamato had a bigger part as the concierge. I had one line in the very last episode they've put out as the helicopter pilot.
That was you.
Oh my.
Yeah, and with working with them, it's been fantastic. But I mean, we've been working with them for in one way or another, technically from the beginning. Because the first thing we did, you can see it from the vault, was the Gotchamon abridged that I did for HBI 2K's contest. And again, we didn't have Team 4-Star working with us because that was literally the first thing we made. But we got, a lot of fans specifically because of that contest through HBI 2K. And, through that, we became friends with Takahata 101. And from there, kept meeting and, getting, to know the other guys in Team 4-Star. And as we got better, they got more open to working with us because, they're busy and they need to, if they're going to work with someone, they need to work with someone who, knows what they're doing. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
What?
So, I mean, I love working with these guys. We got something with them coming up, actually, just bit part in something. So keep an eye out for that. Yamato and I.
All right, definitely.
What are you personally like? Do you guys have any other projects that you're willing to talk about or able to talk about that you're doing?
Yamato SFX, he just works on this series full time. This is his job. I make some money doing freelance writing and editing various stuff. Nothing to write home about. Just kind of pays the bills.
Understand.
And more excited, in a more exciting sense, I'm also an actor. I do a lot of live acting outside of Sword Art.
Really?
Yeah. I've been auditioning a lot lately too. But I've been on episode of Bates Motel, episode of The Returns on A&E. That was a couple years back.
Really?
And recently, I've already been on Supernatural, but I just filmed a second episode of Supernatural. They had me return.
Oh, really?
Who are you in Supernatural?
If you can say.
If you could say.
Dang, just
Sorry.
You just jumped.
I
You had
know.
the chance.
I'm sorry.
I am sorry.
the
We
fanboy.
I tried to trim his claws, but they said no.
The fanboy repents.
I'm sorry. Repent.
Bad.
I can't. You can find on IMDb my page, and it says I'm playing a demon. I can't go into any plot details or anything more specific than what you can just find on IMDb.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm in the episode coming up there's probably a couple left, called We Happy Few, and that comes out May 18th.
Oh.
So that was pretty exciting to be back on the set.
Mark your calendars, everyone.
Yeah, especially because I got to work with director John Badham, who a lot of people might not recognize that name now, but I mean he was he's a big deal director, and he's worked with a lot of people. He was the one who cast John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever. He got that ball rolling.
That sounds very promising. I can't wait to see you in it. Not a personal fan of the show, but hey, I'll watch it.
Who's next?
I hope it goes just as well for me as the last one did, because the last one I got a lot of really nice support from the Supernatural community. Very, very loving fan base. despite the fact that apparently that episode that I was in previously is one of the most hated episodes of the series.
Oh, no.
That bad, huh?
Apparently, a lot of people say my bit's the highlight, and they liked my bit because I have a little comedy routine where the King of Hell uses me as a dartboard in that episode.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved it. It's a great, really dark comedic bit, but I love it. But yeah, the episode's not exactly well remembered among fans because they kill off a really popular character.
All right, so we got another question. It says, can we expect you and everyone else at any conventions, possibly in the East?
Well, we're looking into a lot of conventions. We're still working out details and stuff, but actually, like as soon as we posted that panel video from Anime Boston, we did get someone, like one convention did just straight up approach us.
AX.
Because a lot of conventions they look for suggestions. So I mean, if you want us to go to a convention, contact that specific convention's organizer and let it be known that you want us to be there. Because if they get like enough people asking for the same thing, they're probably going to want to go, okay, let's contact these guys and see if we can get them.
Was
Omega,
convention that asked you, was it Anime Expo?
We were at Anime Boston, which because Disaster, the actor who voices Klein / Balls Deep 69.
God, I love that.
He's he's in Boston.
Okay.
And we went to Boston to meet him in person and hang out with him for the weekend.
Okay.
And that was a lot of fun. And I did not, again, still getting used to the idea that we have fans and that we have that many fans. I was absolutely floored by the lineup we had for our panel. We got this massive room, and I thought, oh man, this is going to look super sad because we'll have like 12 people in this giant room, and it'll look like a giant waste of space. And then we filled the room, and it was just I was watching people file in, and it was just like, are they? Do we tell them they're in the wrong panel? Like, what's like? Well, who are these people here for?
No.
Like, is there something after us? Are they trying to like get in advance?
Did you make a mistake?
You're just like seeing all these people, and you're like, they can't be here to see us.
Are we that popular?
Was that kind of like a surreal moment to you?
Oh, that was an absolutely surreal moment for all four of us, because it was Yamato SFX, Disaster, Bubble Monkey, the voice of Asuna, and myself, and all four of us were like, "What the? Okay,
this is new."
Was it like,
oh man,
this is actually like our fan base. This is amazing.
Yeah, it's again, I am constantly finding myself being surprised by the size and the passion of our fan base.
And it seems that so far your guys' fan base hasn't been like bad at all.
No, it seems like we have a pretty non-trash fandom.
Surprisingly.
That's a rarity, so I would enjoy that while you can.
I love the fact that you said non-trash fandom. That's glorious.
Like, you guys haven't had any of those crazy fans? Like, I remember years back.
Social justice warrior people.
No, I remember years back I saw an interview with Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter's Harry Potter, his actor, and he was saying how some of his fans would like stalk his apartment, and it was like the way he was describing some of this stuff was crazy. Like, he had this one lady sneak into his room and steal his towels.
Steal his towels.
Yeah, it was unique. Then he said he had another lady, like it was like 12 below or something like that, and she was out there nothing but a towel just to flash him. And I was like, wow, she must really love you.
Wait, did she like break into his apartment naked and steal his towel?
No,
Is this the same fan?
No, these are these are
fans.
two different instances. But he was talking about it in his interview with him and the other two. Forget the names.
It's odd that both incidents would come down to towels.
Because he was
Emma Watson and
Emma Watson and whatever his name is. I'm sorry.
Daniel Radcliffe?
Rupert Gint?
Rupert Gint.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm sorry about their names, but yeah, it was.
Is it Gint or Grint? I always get the last name mixed up.
I'm not sure. We'll look it up right now. Actually.
I believe it's Gint. That's just the way I've always seen it. Maybe everyone gets it wrong. Oh, it might. I guess it is Rupert Grint.
Grint.
I guess it is Grint. I've always seen it as
I
Gint.
thought there was like as soon as I said it, I was like, wait, no, there's an R in his last name, isn't there?
Grint.
It's a letter in there somewhere.
Well,
Yeah,
you would
but,
expect the name to have letters in it, you know.
Well, not all the names have letters, sir. Some have.
But I mean, I meant specifically the letter R.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
There's an extra letter in there I'm forgetting.
I was commenting on Omega's stupidity.
I actually have a lot of respect for Robert Pattinson for just outright saying, "Oh yeah, no, the Twilight books are terrible." Like, just
Oh my God.
like that's his bread and butter, and like that's what he's famous for. That's where he gets his fan base. And I actually have a lot of respect for him just saying his honest feeling of, no, these books are terrible, and I hate the fact that my entire career is now based around their success.
Yeah. Well, you know, in one way, you kind of got to respect that because, you know, you read a script and even if it's crap, if you think, well, it's got potential to be good and this could skyrocket my career, like he bit the bullet and did a series of movies that he clearly did not like working on just so that he can get his name out there.
Hey, don't diss me just because some names.
Well, it's a tough business. Like, again, I'm an actor in the live action forum. I understand like how tough it is to get out there. I mean, like there's a lot to be said for underrepresentation, for minorities, women and non-whites in film. It's still really difficult even for like typical white male. Like there's so much competition and it's just a tough business. So I don't fault him for doing a series that he ended up hating. I just admire that he had the courage to be like, yeah, no, I'm just going to be open and frank and honest that I don't appreciate, like I don't think these books are good. I understand like a lot of people like them and I'm just saying my opinion. Like that's a pretty difficult maneuver to pull because again that could easily backfire and turn into suddenly your only fan base hates you and and you're left with nothing after all that hard work. Like I respect that he was just open and honest and okay with saying that.
Yeah, we didn't conform like most people usually do, which I can highly respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he has said that the actor he most aspires to be one day is like Jack Nicholson, and Jack Nicholson's one of those people I could definitely see him being like, this movie's not great. I'm gonna just say that it's not great.
Anyway, you are listening to KCTY in Long Beach, 107.7 FM. I am Fullmetal X.
DJ Papa Smurf.
You got your name, huh? DJ Omega.
No, I think he was just expecting Triple P to go right after me.
I'm sorry.
Just kind of like the routine of like name.
What's my name?
No, one time an old co-host of ours, because Triple P wasn't here, said Triple P's name instead of her own.
That's great.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
But anyway,
story
you are
short.
tuned in to Geeking Out, and joining us, for those of you who are just now tuning in, we have Hayabusa449 from Something Witty Entertainment, the creators of Sword Art Online Abridged.
You're not gonna find out any spoilers.
You've milked that dry. Like
tried.
You've done like 5 times trying to get spoilers when we told you.
Okay, no.
Like we weren't gonna try to milk spoilers.
Hold up, right there. I have not been trying to get spoilers. I told them beforehand I don't need spoilers. You guys heard me say it. Just because my question sounds like it wants spoilers because I can't word it right doesn't mean I want spoilers.
Well, maybe you should learn how to word.
Well, I would like to do that, but you like getting in my way. You foil my plans.
Good.
Every
I
time.
mean, you are trying to conduct an interview, so I mean, how to form a question seems like a pretty important component of that.
Well, I would like to be better than I am, but I work on myself one day at a time.
Thank you, Hayabusa. Anyway.
Shut up, Fullmetal.
Anyway,
harvest your kidneys in the black market.
we were talking about Robert Pattinson and his
Oh my God.
his aspirations to be like Jack Nicholson. For you, where do you find your inspiration? Like which actors or comedy writers or authors really gave you the inspiration to do what you do?
Well, with our sense of humor, I feel like we take a lot from everyone. I feel like there's a lot to be learned with, a wide variety of comedic styles. I love, I love the physicality of Buster Keaton. I love the surrealness of Monty Python. More obscure, and very Canadian. I'm also a fan of, it's a very older style of comedy, but Wayne and Schuster. They were a popular comedy duo in Canada, and they did primarily weird sketches and parodies of film, and film and specific like literature. Like their most famous sketch was Shakespearean baseball.
Shakespearean baseball.
Tisn't out.
I didn't even have my
Yes,
headphones on.
Shakespearean baseball, which is a hilarious sketch of just a baseball game that is played out with all of the like the wording of Shakespeare and making specific references and parody of Shakespeare. Characters named Macduff who go out into the third plate and that sort of thing.
So you had Hamlet out there?
Oh, no.
I can't recall if there was a Hamlet, but I always loved that sketch and I love that sense of humor as well. So I take a lot of inspiration from a lot of different sources because I do hear some comedians like Bill Maher likes to say he takes most of his from George Carlin, that sort of thing where just most comedians will say one reference, and I feel like there's way too much to learn to like say this one comedian is where I found my voice. I follow wide variety. I love George Carlin and Bill Maher and I love weird ones like Andrew Dice Clay and his whole creating a persona for stand-up. Not actually being himself on stage. That's an interesting technique. Or, blanking on the name. And Andy Kaufman? Yeah, Andy Kaufman. Yeah.
I had a feeling that was the one he was going to say.
Yeah.
I wanted to say Andrew Kaufman, but I didn't want to step on your toes.
Yeah. No, another one who's inspired by Andy Kaufman. I am a big fan of Jim Carrey.
Oh no.
Liar Liar is one of the funniest movies I can think of.
Hands down, I love Liar Liar.
Entertainment at its finest.
So that it's just it's hard to narrow that down to a specific person that I take inspiration from because I feel I learned just as much from like the whitest kids as I do from.
I love the whitest.
I feel like I take as much from them as I do from Chris Rock. I listen to just a wide variety of comedians, and I try to just take in all those different styles and find different ways to approach different material through that.
I see.
And that's why Sword Art Online we do a lot of different stuff. We do sight gags. We do with the visual editing. We do a lot of dialogue humor or weird cutaway gags. Very Family Guy. We do a wide variety of material because we have a wide variety of inspiration, and I think that's for us that's the best way to do it. As long as you have consistent characters and you have an idea like playing off of, okay, what happens when these people are in a room together or have to do some sort of task together? What happens there? As your basis, you can go so many different ways, in so many different directions, and yeah, that's where it all comes down to.
I can imagine. Since you guys actually started SAO Abridged and all your other series, Hunter x Hunter and so forth, have you been able to meet anybody that you've always been wanting to meet? I guess I don't know. My brain's turning off. They
like famous people because of Sword Art.
Well, not necessarily famous, but underground.
Have you met any other YouTubers?
Well, not just that. Like anyone in general, like that you wanted to meet due to this that you've actually been able to meet.
I mean, because of this, we've met a lot of the people from Team 4-Star. Like I've been a follower of all of those guys before they were Team 4-Star. One of my favorite abridged series to this day is Kaiser Neko's Loop on the Third Abridged, which he only did about 8 episodes of.
I like how you mentioned Kaiser Neko, though.
Oh gosh, we're not talking about
that.
that.
We're not allowed.
No, I know, but it tickles my side every time.
It tickles your thigh. We can't.
We can't tell you.
Okay.
I mean, I followed Little Karibo and Lanny and Kaiser and HBI and Taka back when he was like half of Idlet Studios doing G Gundam Abridged.
Oh my God, G Gundam Abridged was priceless. I mean, oh my God.
You're laughing.
So, it's that much. We've met a lot of people in the community doing that. I haven't really met anyone that I've been like, oh, I've always wanted to meet that person. Like, I've met those kinds of people doing my live action acting, but yeah, through specifically Sword Art, not really. Because I ran into Bryce Pappenbrook.
Oh my God!
After the first episode, yeah, we did the first episode, and then we went to a convention where they did the Canadian premiere of the English dub, and he was hosting it. But that wasn't like I want to meet him, because that was before Bryce was really big. He had done Blue Exorcist, and that was his only big role. He had done a lot of bit parts before that. And then after Sword Art, now he's in everything. Now he's like huge as a voice actor and in a billion shows.
He's even in MMO.
Yeah, I mean, I really love his work in the 7 Deadly Sins. He did a great job with Meliodas.
Yeah, he really did.
It's funny because my twin brother.
That scene puts a smile on my face.
Oh, you and me both.
My twin brother recently joined his I think it's his fan base. When he joined, he had a custom shirt made.
Really?
Yeah, it's the Kirito's swords over the oh my God, the Attack on Titan crest. I forget which one it was, but
probably the
Scout?
Probably the Scout Corps, the Zerga Corps.
Yeah, if that
Was it the wings?
I don't know. It's a nice shirt, and you can.
Bond
cool.
is best girl. Oh God,
Bond is
why?
best girl.
Why?
Oh no.
Who started? Why you do this?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I mean, you've been on YouTube for a while now. Any advice for any up and coming YouTubers or bridgers out there that want to get started?
Just do it. Just
do it.
I knew it was gonna go there. I knew it. They put that in Destiny, and it's been exploding.
You can see the future.
It's a dance.
Yeah.
In
I know.
Destiny.
But that's what it comes down to. You just gotta do what you think would be funny with the material, and get better. Just keep doing it and get better at it. Beyond that, again, like I said, I'm not a big fan of like the really like completely random humor, like stuff where it's just like they say zany stuff and then things explode for no discernible reason and wacky, cutaways. Like, I'm not a big fan of just random for the sake of random. I'm for me, good, really solid comedy comes from character. So that's what I would say. If you're going to do an abridged series, nail down who your characters are. Who are they as people? What do they like, dislike? What do they want in life? Like just get an idea of who they are as people, and then make sure they're all distinct and different. So that way, you get them locked into a room. All kinds of crazy stuff happens. That's very natural and hilarious because we understand who the characters are. Because that's comedy.
It's true.
Well,
Like Wayne's World. Wayne's World's a great example of he plays up this bumbling, very moronic character, and thus it becomes funny when random stuff like him being able to flawlessly speak Cantonese comes up.
Yeah, that was a great scene.
Whoa, this character is suddenly like revealing this whole dimension of how much smarter he actually is, and that he isn't just like, dude,
Just.
oh no. So would
Word.
I know.
Your words
aren't working again.
Yeah, they're starting to die. I assume
I
you've
told
seen
you to take your
Animaniacs,
medicine.
have you?
Oh God.
Animaniacs is a great series. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I mean,
It's on Netflix.
I have very clear memories of that, seeing that as a kid, and even seeing it on YouTube a couple times. Stuff like the Good Idea, Bad Idea. That's a classic.
Playing catch with your grandfather.
Yeah.
Bad idea. Playing catch with your grandfather.
Oh,
So
no.
I take it. Well, I would guess that would probably had an impact on what you do for a living then, when you kind of saw that. Or
Well, again, all of comedy. I mean, there's Animaniacs. I grew up on Liar Liar with Jim Carrey and True Lies with Schwarzenegger. That's a great parody of the Bond films.
Oh, True Lies is just fantastic. Like I've seen True Lies so many times with my cousin Chris, and just every time it never fails to just tickle us. It's great.
Does it tickle your fancy?
Oh.
Oh.
Or even Lethal Weapon back when Mel Gibson was
Not crazy?
Someone people actually liked.
Not crazy.
It wasn't a psychopath.
Yeah, when he was just playing crazy.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I don't know.
I mean,
it's insane.
I can't even begin to think of how many times I've seen Lethal Weapon 3, and I love all those lines. Yeah, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say ain't going to be much. We're just handcuffing the guy's unconscious body to the front of the truck.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh man,
Oh gosh.
I think we had a.
So again, there's over the years lots of different inspirations, and I try to honor them all in some way.
Yeah. I had a last question, but it completely escaped me now.
I had a song.
What is your favorite Cartoon Network cartoon?
So, well, I guess while I remember what my question was, in the chat we have a question. What was your favorite Cartoon Network cartoon from back in the day? Something like Mega XLR, Class 3000,
Cyborg 009.
I saw a bit of Cartoon Network because a neighbor had satellite, but in Canada we didn't really get Cartoon Network. We got YTV and Teletoon, where we either had really not great Canadian original programming, or they licensed like the best from the States.
So you kind of got.
So I mean, we got a lot of stuff from that. I loved. So many shows. Teen Titans, Cyber 6. Cyber 6. That show did not get nearly as long a run as it should have.
Oh, it was very underrated. I remember when it came out, and it looked odd, but it was very just intriguing to me. Like I did check it, and I was like, "What? I don't know what I'm watching, but I like it."
What about Monster Ranch?
I'm just thinking back on all those shows, and Dragon Ball Z, obviously the English dub.
Which one?
Well, that's the thing. Apparently you can tell which one it is by the opening theme, and I remember it would switch between the Canadian and American dub. We had like Rock the Dragon, or just Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z.
So apparently, continue.
Yeah, like apparently it's the same opening visually, but the Canadian and American dubs have completely different theme songs. So I remember hearing both of them. So I apparently got bits and pieces of the American and Canadian dub.
So apparently the question also extends to us. So I guess I'll start with mine. Like for me, it's a toss-up between Teen Titans and Powerpuff Girls. Like I'm a huge fan of the old Powerpuff Girls series.
Me and
but
Omega already answered.
Also,
I'll say it again.
Teen Titans was just fantastic, just for its blend of comedy and drama.
Samurai Jack was also a good.
Oh yeah, Samurai Jack.
I would have to
Samurai
say Samurai Jack or
Hey.
Megas.
Hey.
Does anyone remember Ronin Warriors?
Yes.
Oh my
no.
God.
Oh,
What have you
God.
done?
Started something
What have you done?
shouldn't have
It's
started.
in the chat.
Why did
No.
you do
It's
this?
in the chat.
Oh my God, Ronin Warriors had, oh my God, that and Rurouni Kenshin all day. Don't get me started. Oh my God. No.
I'm going to have people who know me probably know this opinion. I have mixed feelings about Rurouni Kenshin, the anime.
Okay, I agree with you there. But I want to hear.
It's like my favorite. It's my favorite manga, but it does weird stuff with the material. Like they add and take away characters at random.
Yeah.
They change the message behind certain stories. Like in the manga, there's one villain. He fights, and the whole point of the dude is he's like this really intimidating looking guy. But when he actually fights Kenshin, the whole reveal is he's just all talk, and he's not really that tough. And then in the anime adaptation, he and Kenshin have this really long, drawn-out, like awesome fight scene. I'm thinking, this is the complete antithesis of the point of the original story.
Was it right?
Like this stands in direct contrast to the whole point of this character. Is that he's all talk and and not actually all that cool and all that awesome. He is just like pretending to be, this great swordsman. So there's weird stuff in the anime that makes me go, why? Why would you change that? That makes no sense.
Yeah, I can agree with you there. I think you were either talking about Raijuta or well, it's a toss-up between multiple, but I think the one you were talking about probably Raijuta.
I'm blanking on the guy's name. They've got he was the one. He's kind of got like a lion mane, like Kraven the Hunter thing going on around his outfit.
That was Raijuta.
Yeah, and he's training. He offers to train the rich kid.
Yeah, that was Raijuta. I didn't. Yeah, I agree with you there. He was kind of. I read and saw both, and it was like to me it was a complete 360. It was more along the lines of you had something and then you changed it, but what did you change it for? I saw it didn't do anything to it. Like,
they didn't do anything interesting with the material. They just changed it to have like a longer fight scene instead of like a more interesting story.
Like sure, it's set up. Oh.
I do at least. Also, the annoying little kid characters they add. It's like, why? Why would you add these characters?
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
Why would you add these children?
Like, I can.
But I will give credit. Like, they did a great job with the Janae episode.
Oh
like
my
that,
God!
I've actually got the DVD, the specific volume with those episodes, and I do love the way they approached that material.
And the way they did Janae was priceless. I absolutely adored it. I think the manga did specifically well there. I think they made him shine more so than he did. And when they brought him back up during the Makoto Shishio arc, it just added to him even more. And the words he left Kenshin when he died so early in the season. That's the show.
I'm also disappointed that the anime never gets around to adapting the final arc of the manga, which, again, I remember reading the manga thinking, okay, this Shishio guy is a bad mother. Like, how are you going to come up with a villain that's even better than this? And then I saw the character design on the next guy. I'm like, this guy doesn't look nearly as cool as Shishio. Like, that's already a bad start.
Uh-huh.
And then they get into his story. And this other guy that they never cover in the anime is such a great villain. There's such great stakes. There's such a great connection with Kenshin. and he just destroys him. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a great story, and it annoys me to no end that they didn't adapt it.
Yeah, well, the tragedy with the Kenshin anime was, they started putting in fillers to let the manga get ahead so that they had more to adapt.
And then by then they were done.
And the fillers were so bad that the show just ended up getting canceled before they could even start adapting the next story arc. Like, that's the big tragedy. Like, that's why everyone I know who's read the manga tells me just don't even bother with the anime, or at least just watch it up to the Shishio arc.
That's all pretty much,
And then just read the manga the rest of the way.
Yeah, just skip the third season.
It didn't.
Which is, it's a damn, it's a damn shame because, again, filler's like fan service. Filler can be done right. Like, I love One Piece filler. They are really funny and creative with those filler episodes. Like the Navarro base after Sky Island. That's an 11-episode filler arc. And it's fantastic. Like, it's a really funny, well-written story.
Well, I couldn't personally do it. I tried to get back on One Piece, but it was just too much filler, and I got tired of seeing the same thing over and over. It was that was just my personal opinion. Like, I'll go back and read it when it's done, but till then, I'm just gonna sit here and be like, yeah, y'all just do what you do till you get there.
Yeah, the 2003 Fullmetal Alchemist series actually, since like the entire second half of the series is mostly filler anyway.
Yep.
It did a pretty good job, and the finale notwithstanding, because that just kind of got weird.
Well, you're talking about when Scar.
I have a problem. I have a problem with the original Fullmetal Alchemist anime because, they wipe Al's memories, so all of his growth as a character was meaningless. Like,
that's
the
true.
entire series for him was pointless.
Exactly.
And secondly, yay, we got our happy ending, big brother, here in Nazi Germany.
Yeah, like I said, like, it's good up until like just the final finale bit of the series, like the final arc where they find out about the parallel universe, and then the movie ends with them in Nazi Germany.
Brotherhood or the first?
No,
one?
We're
talking about the first.
This
one.
is the very first.
I haven't finished Brotherhood.
No, this
Brotherhood is amazing.
Brotherhood. Yeah, you need to finish Brotherhood.
Brotherhood does right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it follows the manga story, so that's the one. But yeah, like,
and it's darker.
The 2003 series was just like, it was good, and then the ending comes along, and you're just kind of like, why? You were doing so well.
Why'd you do this?
That's the thing is, again, it's yay, happy ending. We're in Nazi Germany without any superpowers, and it's like, okay, Ed's a cripple in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
They were not exactly treated well, even though he's like Aryan as hell. Cripples were not really treated all that well in the Nazi regime. So It's weird that the series tries to paint that as a super happy ending for them. It's like there's a lot of really bad stuff coming down the pipe that you're not really addressing in this ending.
That's probably why they didn't finish it.
Yeah, it was just like I always had a problem with that ending, and then they made the movie, and I thought, oh, perfect, this will fix it. Oh,
nope.
No.
They
doubled down. They doubled down.
Yeah.
They doubled down.
Like, here's the thing with the movie that they end the original series with.
Mm-hmm.
The filler villain that's in like the opening 5 minutes of that movie is infinitely more interesting than the plot they actually do. It's like, someone who in that universe has rejected alchemy and is like doing his own thing, like experimenting with like different forms of technology and science to compete with magic. Like, that's an interesting premise in that universe.
Yeah, that would have been a good movie.
Why is this only given a 2-minute scene and then he's dead?
Because the hopes and dreams run eternal.
No.
Anyway, we are just about out of time here. So I did finally remember what my last question was, and I think this is one that we all want to ask. So I'm just gonna go ahead and ask it. How soon could we expect to see episode 10?
You said no fillers. No fillers.
No.
What?
Oh no, dang, whatever.
How soon could we expect to see episode 10?
As soon as we can make it. Again, we're working really hard on episode 10 scripts. We're we're more than halfway. We're almost done this, and we're pretty happy with it. Here's the good news. This is one of the toughest scripts for the series we've had to write yet.
Oh.
The episode after it is going to be one of the easiest. Oh man, I am so excited for these next 2 episodes.
Just remember, keep your guys' health as your top priority because we don't want you guys getting sick.
We don't want you burning out.
There's also all types of what? That just threw what?
Just keep going.
Yeah, just be careful. West Nile's out there. Just be careful with that. Yeah. Make sure you go to the doctor once a day. Eat an apple, and
go to the doctor once a day.
Yeah, apple a day keeps the doctor away.
No, you said go to the doctor once a day.
Yeah, an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
That's a lot of money being spent for no reason.
That's a lot of doctors.
Well, if you guys are doing as much as they're doing, it makes sense.
Yeah, as I said before, what the bit of the preview we got at the end of episode 9 for what's coming, very promising, and I'm looking forward to seeing what gets delivered, and I know it's going to be great. But anyway, that wraps things up for Geeking Out since we are pretty much out of time. It's almost 9:30. I'm Fullmetal X. I have a song to finish this, by the way.
Papa Smurf.
And DJ Omega.
And Hayabusa, I just want to thank you so much for being on the show. You've been a great guest.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
thanks for having me.
Anytime.
We'd love to have you again, actually.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But anyway,
absolutely.
Yeah.
He said yes. All I have to do is message him now.
I'm so sorry.
But anyway, to end the show from Guilty Gear
Absurd.
Oh,
yes!
This is Big Blast Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get up to rock, get up to burn, stand with the pride, ever feel your desire. One day I noticed that my life was broken. It was not me who was controlling this body. Oh, I want to know what's really real to me before it vanishes like a wave. Get up to rock, get up to burn, stand with the pride on me, the ways to make her. You must have heard it. Grasp the truth, hold it high, right this, that's what this made to start with. You haven't heard it, girl. Don't be afraid to listen to your own heart. Big Blast Sonic, that's my heartbeat in you. One day I noticed that the world was broken. Spoiled out hell, we had our senses down. Oh, I would see this whole world falling blue. Not this space marched in black. Hey, get up to rock, get up to burn. Stand with the pride on me, the ways to make her. You must have heard it. Grasp the truth, hold it high, raise your voice, that's how you start a new thing. You must have heard it now. Don't be afraid to listen to your own heart. Big Blast Sonic, that's my heartbeat in you. Filled with easy answers to swallow. Life is to gobble down the perfect killer. That truth is that you are the one being eaten. Don't need my answer to be written. The book. Oh, I myself in the eyes. If that's all you touch.